blow something up.
The hunt begins!
Enemy spotted A.
Enemy and attacker spawn. Enemy down. Here comes the party! Obliterated! Enemy spotted C.
You had your fun!
Spike down.
My
C.
turn!
Enemy C.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Child's play. They think they're so secure. I'm ready.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Flash out!
Spike down A.
Blinding!
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A.
Concussing!
Last player standing.
I'm amped. Let's go. I got things to do.
You know what to do.
Enemy spotted A.
See ya.
Let's go!
Spike planted.
Got you. Trevor! Worthless.
One enemy remaining.
Free out!
Enemy spotted A.
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
Not the boon you hoped for.
Last round in the half.
Use everything you have. We lose it anyway.
Keep up!
Satchel out.
Spike spotted.
Spike down C.
Multiple enemies seeing. My ultimate is ready. Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Flash out! We bring in the body bags?
Switching sides.
Look for my shadows, they will hide you.
Reloading.
Let's go.
Launching smoke.
Grenade!
Our carrier's dead.
I have the spike.
Spike down A.
Loading.
Reloading.
Too late.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Right there.
Spike planted.
Last player standing.
Three out.
Tear them down.
Smoke's down. Carrier's down.
Spike
Got
down
spike.
A.
Reloading.
Grenade!
Smoke's down. Stim beacon here.
Our carrier's dead.
Spike down A.
Multiple enemies A.
Concussing. Got
Last player standing. Spike down A.
I'll do my job, you do yours. Right there. Right there. Need backup.
Keep up.
Launching smoke.
Enemies in here. Get out of here.
Spike planted.
Molly. Launching smoke. Enemies.
Clearing out!
One enemy remaining.
Kill everyone, and our job gets a whole lot easier.
Okay, I only have like 78 grenades left. Hopefully that's enough.
Right there. Need backup! Need backup.
Come on, let's go!
Smoke's down.
Reloading.
Spotted A.
Smoke's down.
Enemy spotted A.
Carrier's down. Stim beacon down.
Spike down A.
Enemy spotted A.
Last
carrier's
player
dead.
standing. Spike down
Flash
A.
out! Trevor! Blinding!
One enemy remaining.
Free out! My ult's ready. Let's go! If you're not being shot at, you're doing something wrong.
Launching smoke. Molly. Enemy spotted A.
Grenade!
The hunt begins.
Money out. Multiple enemies B. Spike
Right there.
is down.
Spike down B.
Ouch!
Enemy spotted
Enemy
A.
spotted A.
Dead.
Shadows traveling.
One
My
enemy
ultimate is
remaining.
ready. Reloading.
Section clove.
Blasting!
Snack time! Sorry,
Can I get a drop?
only brought enough for me.
Can I get a drop?
Need a drop.
Thanks.
Launching smoke. Molly.
Grenade!
Right here.
You had your fun. My turn.
Bomb buddy out.
Here.
Here comes the party!
Night night.
There.
One enemy
Spike
remaining.
planted.
My ult's ready.
Clearing out!
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
Okay. Who's got the snacks?
Match point.
Party's over. Let's show them out.
Need equipment. Thanks.
Watch
Smoke's
this!
down.
Cover going out.
Multiple enemies A.
Reload.
Gone.
Open up the sky!
Enemy spotted.
Last player standing. Spike down
Now
A.
we're cooking. Molly. Stim beacon here.
Gear up. Stay safe. We're going back in.
Right there. Need backup. Flash out!
Enemy
Right
spotted
there.
C.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Block the sight. Reloading.
Plant the spike.
Enemy spotted C.
Pitiful.
Concussing!
Spike planted.
Last player standing.
Nailed.
My smokes can block the enemy's line of sight. Once they're blind, we move.
Please, bro, finish, bro.
Right there. Right there. On my mark.
This is gonna be
Fun.
Launching smoke. Molly!
Cover going out.
Right here.
Stuff.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
We got this.
Bro, it's my ult. I pray in the back. Okay?
Right here. Right here.
Go aim is my ult. Go aim.
Smoke's down. Molly!
Go get him.
Right here.
Spike planted. Reloading.
Right here.
Satchel out.
Grabber!
Reloading. Satchel out.
Blinding!
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready. Grenade! Here comes the party!
Clutch. Attackers win. Match found.
Stand in my way. I dare you.
None of this a win is a win nonsense. We should win big and look good doing it.
Does anyone have funds? Enemy A. Enemy spotted A.
Enemy spotted A. Goodbye.
Spike down A.
55 Reyna.
That makes 3.
Spike planted.
I'll find you. Marked one. Reloading.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
4 down.
It seems these strangers want me dead. Eh bien, they're not the first.
Give them darkness, Omen.
Enemy A.
Enemy B.
Enemy spotted B.
Flash out!
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Trust me, they'll know what hit them.
Watching here. Caution here.
Concussing!
Shadows traveling. Shadows traveling.
Reloading. They found my trap. Enemies A.
Careful.
Enemy B.
There.
There.
Spike planted.
Get him.
Last player standing.
Where are you? Marked one.
Let us see what they have planned for us this time. Reloading.
Hit them back!
Cover going out.
Trap destroyed. Reloading. Enemies A.
Blinding!
Face your fear!
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Bomb buddy out.
Cover going out.
Reloading.
Gone here.
Reloading.
My ultimate is ready. The spike is diffused.
Their crew got sloppy. Punish them. I need a drop.
There.
Watch here, watch here, I'm watching here.
Watching here.
I need a drop. Tack, tack.
Enemy spotted B. There.
Spike down B.
Ciao. My ult's ready.
There they are.
Spike planted.
Satchel out.
Satchel out. Enemy spotted A.
Blasting! Flash out!
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
You're too
Come
bad,
on,
bro.
come
You're
on.
Too, bad. Too fucking bad.
Clutch.
Make their fear your weapon. Or use a gun. Whichever.
Does anyone have funds? I need this.
Can I get a drop? Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Enemy A.
Find it! I have them now!
One down.
Enemy A.
Spike planted.
Too slow.
Grenade. Here comes the
One enemy remaining.
Enemy A.
Gun here. Gun here.
Reloading. Take aim. Zenfire. Let's not complicate it.
Don't let up!
Marked one. Get out of here. See ya.
Hi! I'm pissed! Nightmare, take them!
One enemy remaining.
My ace, my ace, my ace.
Bomb buddy out. Satchel out.
My ace, please.
Thirty seconds left. Last player standing. Spike planted.
Teleport's ready. My ult is ready.
practically dancing. You ready to go,
Reloading.
Lindo?
Come on, someone go B. I will go. Okay.
Focus now. Eyes off me.
There. Silence, dream seer. Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Thought you could escape my nightmare.
Dreams are a funny thing. One little twist, and it all turns dark.
Can someone go? Can someone A trade me? Trade my position? No, thank you. Omen, I will watch here, okay?
Push them back.
Multiple enemies B.
Got him. Loosen up.
Blinding!
Grenade!
Find you.
Wait for me.
Spike planted.
Someone's in defender spawn.
They found my trap. No.
One enemy
One
remaining.
less.
Diffuse.
Excuse me, I'm working. Trust me, they will make mistakes. When they do, take advantage.
Where are they?
Concussing!
Face your fear!
Reloading.
Clearing out!
Spike planted.
Flash out!
Ah be abi.
You are divided!
Trap
Destroyed.
Bring them down.
Neon, no.
One enemy remaining.
Trevor!
Excuse me, I'm working. No fireworks today, I'm afraid. Reloading. One bullet per enemy. That should be enough, yes?
Can I get a drop?
Who will I spot first?
Thanks.
Enemy A.
Blinding!
My territory, my rules!
A gift. They found my trap.
Spike planted.
I'll bring them down.
You thought you were
One
safe.
enemy remaining.
Shadows traveling.
Last player standing. Clutch. Last round before the switch.
Spend everything.
Hoarding money is useless now. Can I get a drop?
I need this. Thank you.
Stay focused.
They are so dead.
Concussing!
Spotted B. Enemy spotted B. Snuffed out. Nice.
Spike
man.
planted.
Take them!
What? Where are you?
Marked one.
On the side, one long.
Shadows traveling.
Hi! Piss!
Trevor!
One enemy remaining.
Flash out!
Shameful performance. Is defeat. Here.
Time to explode.
Cover going out.
Enemy spotted A.
Reloading.
I'll find you.
Stealing.
They are mine.
Shadows traveling. Enemy spotted B.
Amateur. Our carrier's dead.
Spike down B.
Shadows
I have
traveling.
the spike.
Concussing!
Spike planted.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
I will take back what is mine.
Can I get a drop? Enemy
Cover
B.
going out.
Do better.
Where are you?
Enemy spotted.
Reloading. Mark 2.
Enemy down. Spike planted.
Go.
Blasting!
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Shot.
Your ability.
You can wallbang this.
Nice.
Nice.
If you are not doing well, keep trying. We must keep up appearances.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
I will be their nightmare.
Blinding!
Enemy spotted B.
Trap destroyed.
My territory! My
Help.
Behind lane.
Last player
dead.
standing.
Concussing!
Spike down
It's
B.
Come up behind you.
Right. Yeah, there. It's close.
Clearing out!
You say something? Sorry. Ear's still ringing.
Let's try A.
Does anyone have funds? Reloading. Bonne chance, mes amis.
Cover going out.
I'll find you. Mark 1.
Forever!
Get him. Satchel reloading.
Blasting!
Satchel out. Multiple enemies A. Ult's ready. Grenade! Bring them down.
Carrier's dead.
Enemy.
Can you just fucking
Spike down A.
Dead.
Flash out! Blinding!
Where are you?
Right there.
Last player standing. One enemy
Neon
remaining.
stopped.
30 seconds left.
قلت لا طبون ضم اجيتي لي مرة برا طين على طبون
حمار القليل حمار.
They have courage, but no one is immune to fear.
Reloading.
I will rip the light from them.
Enemy spotted A.
Concussing!
Reloading.
Part one.
Shadows traveling.
Reloading.
You are divided!
Go.
Enemy A.
Clearing out!
Spike carrier is down.
Spike down B. 30 seconds left.
I have the spike.
Nightmare, take them! Marked one.
Right there.
Spike planted.
Right there.
Next.
Maybe use ult to race.
Enemy spotted B.
Use ult, use ult.
Last player standing. One enemy
That
remaining.
makes 3.
But you got abilities. Oh, you have abilities. Play with it,
You have ult, play with it.
bro. I don't know what they are.
Don't know what your ult is.
Time to take these arms for a spin.
Okay, now shut the fuck up.
Why? I just wanna know why you don't know what your
عمر
ult is.
بيس الحمار
Sorry, my bad. I mean, my bad. Sorry.
Skip.
I have to
صافي سكت
use my ult.
شش شش
Sorry.
سكت طول بالله سوري الحمار اوكي
They are so dead.
Nailed it.
Shadows traveling.
I'll find you. Face your fear!
Going out.
Bring them down.
One enemy remaining.
Grenade!
I would apologize to them, but alas. They're dead.
I hate waiting. Let's do this!
Claw through them.
Reloading.
Cover going out.
I'll find you.
Shadows traveling.
Mark 3.
Be gone. My
Guys,
ultimate
yeah,
is
but
ready.
blocking with your mouse.
Reloading.
Be careful behind you.
Go away, go away.
Watch them run. Spike planted. Annihilated.
Nice. Good. No. Don't go.
Blasting! Trevor!
Enemy A.
Last player standing. Clutch.
Their backs will be towards at least one of us.
Can I get a drop?
Let's flush them.
I mean, what's your real rank? I mean, what's your pick?
My?
I said, what is your pick?
Yeah, do you mean me?
Yeah, well, I'm
Level
talking.
3.
Oh, nice.
Marked 1.
Concussing!
Here comes the party! Boom!
Nice ult.
Take hold.
Enemy to defend your spawn.
One enemy remaining.
Clearing out!
Hi! I'm pissed! Bring them down. We found one.
Match point.
This has gone on long enough, I think.
I need this. Thank you.
Their fears betrayed them.
Shadows travel.
Trevor!
Reloading.
Spike down A.
Where are you?
You want to fight it?
Marked 1.
Blasting!
Reloading.
Last player standing.
They think they're better than us. I can tell.
Can I get a drop?
Thanks.
Aman, can I get your Vandal?
Yeah, of course.
I need
Thank
this.
you.
I need this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Start this party.
Cover going out. Shadows
I'll find you. Marked one. Reloading. Reloading.
Flash out!
Spike is down.
Spike down B.
They found my trap. Enemy D.
My territory! My fruit! I have them now!
Last player standing.
Please do not mistake my smile. I take this all very seriously. Reloading. Reloading.
B again, but long maybe.
There is deadlock on long.
It's alright, we got this. Better than in this cube.
Cover going out.
Blinding!
TP. Don't go side, be careful.
Nightmare, take them!
The hunt begins! Concussing!
Night.
Clearing out!
Silence.
One enemy remaining.
Spike planted.
Quit your tiptoeing.
Attackers win.
You're like, hey!
Yeah, sorry.
It's alright, it's alright.
Harper Audio presents Manifest Your Destiny, written and read by Wayne Dyer. I would like to begin this program with two quotations from the New Testament, the book of John. I'd like you to keep them in mind as you listen to this entire program because they really are reflective of all of the messages that are in these 9 principles. The first is from John 10, verse 34. Is it not written in your law, I have said, you are gods? And then from John 14, verse 20, on that day you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. You have the power within you to attract to yourself all that you could ever want. This is the central theme of Manifest Your Destiny, which is unlike any book or program that I have ever previously produced. I have chosen to write and talk about manifesting because I've been drawn to it, rather than because it is the next logical step in the progression of books and programs that I have produced over the past 2 decades. As I began writing, I felt a kind of humility, along with a feeling of arrogance. These feelings created questions such as, who am I to write about this capacity to manifest? Isn't this territory reserved for divine beings? What gives me the authority to tell others about an ability that is unique to the gods? These questions swirled around inside of me, and I was motivated by more self-doubt than I like to acknowledge. And then I did what I have encouraged my readers to do in my most recent book, Your Sacred Self. I banished all my doubts, and I began listening to the inner voices that kept telling me I would receive the guidance I needed, and that I would not be alone in this project. In other words, I surrendered and went deep within in my meditations and allowed myself to release all fear and doubt, and simply to trust.
Match found.
It was at this time, as I was considering writing these principles and producing this program, even though I had no clear idea what they were precisely, nor in what order they should be presented, that I received a message from a teacher named Guruji, to whom this book is dedicated. Sri Guruji instructed me to listen to a tape on the power of manifesting and to practice in my own life what I was being taught, and then to present this manifesting technique to the world. I began to practice the manifestation principles in my daily meditations, just as they are presented in this book and in this program. I experienced astonishing results almost immediately. A few months later, I produced a compact disc and a cassette tape titled Meditations for Manifesting. Thousands of people began to use these principles and practice the manifesting meditation techniques. The results have been mind-shattering. I've heard stories of manifesting job promotions, having a baby, which was supposedly an impossibility, selling a home that had been on the market for years without potential buyers, and other stories of prosperity and healing that border on being miracles. I know that these principles work. Their miraculous power is not based on a belief, it is a knowing. I know that we have a divine power that has gone untapped primarily because of our conditioning. I know that you can begin to manifest for yourself virtually anything that you're capable of conceiving if you practice these 9 principles studiously. Make an effort to listen to these principles and begin to apply them in your daily life without judging them based on what you have been conditioned to believe about yourself as a person who is, quote, only human, unquote, and therefore limited. What you desire is of central importance, though you may never before have even thought of desire and higher spiritual awareness as compatible concepts. Yet the process of creating begins first with a desire. Your desires, cultivated as seeds of potential on the path of spiritual awareness, can blossom in the form of the freedom to have these desires in peace and harmony with your world. Giving yourself permission to explore this path is allowing yourself the freedom to use your mind to create the precise material world that matches your inner world. That inner world is the catalyst for determining your physical world experiences. You will have to abandon the idea that you are powerless over the circumstances of your life.
I'm out of here!
You will need to shift out of the group mentality that says you are incapable of manifesting. Examine the pressures and beliefs which reflect the thinking of your immediate family, your extended family, your community, your religious groupings, your ethnic grouping, your educational business groupings, or any of a multitude of specialized units of people. Determine the areas of your life that are jammed up with the teachings of those mindsets, causing your personal evolution to be slowed down because what you truly desire or believe is not getting any energy from your unique individuality. As you unplug your circuits from those external forces, you will see the speed of your evolvement increase drastically. If you hear a voice behind your eyeballs that says, move forward, you no longer wait for everyone else to make a move forward before you take your first step. When you cultivate the inner conviction to manifest from the world of the unseen into the material world, you understand that there's a universal God force that is in all things in the universe. There's not a separate God for each individual, each plant, each animal, each mineral. They're all one. The same God force that is within you and causes you to think and breathe
Spike planted.
simultaneously in everyone and everything else as well. There's no Consequently, that which you perceive to be missing from your life also contains the same God force or universal intelligence. Manifest.
Last player standing.
Nothing more than bringing into form a new aspect of yourself. You are not creating something from nothing. You're learning to align yourself with an aspect of your being that your senses have not known they could activate. You and that which you want to manifest into your life. As I wrote this book, I had the most peaceful experience of writing that I've ever enjoyed. What you are listening to right now is the result of these 9 principles. The key word I kept in mind as I wrote and allowed these principles to manifest through me was the word tight. That means to me, no extraneous verbiage, no case studies, and a minimum of quotations. Each principle is explained in as straightforward a manner as I know how. Each came directly from my heart and not from my head. When I felt I had said what was needed to be said, and when I had provided specific suggestions for implementing the principles, I simply stopped. You are listening to the tightest handbook I know how to devise to teach the fundamental principles for spiritual manifestation. My internal knowing is that when you practice these 9 principles, you will be given guidance. You will not be alone on this journey, and you will see your desires manifest as your destiny in your daily life. Finally, you will know that your job is to say yes rather than hide.
Drop in a smoke.
I'm sending you all green lights.
Drop in a smoke.
The first principle is called becoming aware of your highest self.
Last player
has the
standing.
divine capacity to manifest and attract all that you need or desire. This is such a powerful statement that I suggest you listen to it over
Spike
and over
planted.
again and savor it before you begin this journey. Remember, divine capacity to manifest and attract all that you need or desire.
Now I
Most
know
of what we are
how
taught to
annoying.
believe about our reality conflicts with this statement. I have a divine ability to manifest and attract what I need or desire. Becoming aware of your highest self does not happen through physical effort, nor can one rely solely upon supernatural techniques. What is essential is that you learn that you are both a physical body in a material world and a non-physical being who can gain access to a higher level.
Roll for initiative.
That higher level is within you and is reached through the stages of adult development. I present these stages with some degree of expertise because I've spent many years in each of them. They have been stepping stones to my awareness of my higher self. Each stage involved experiences that permitted me to move ahead in my thinking and my awareness. There are 4 stages. The first is called the athlete.
Last player standing. Flawless.
Time in our adult lives when our primary identification is with our physical body and how it functions in our everyday world.
Fight till the end.
This is the time
no
when life
matter
seems
what.
impossible without a mirror and a steady stream of approval to make us feel secure. The stage of the athlete is the time in our adult development when we are almost completely identified with our performance, attractiveness, and achievements. Obviously, it is healthy to take good care of your body by treating it kindly and exercising and nourishing it in the best way your circumstances allow. Having pride in your physical appearance and enjoying compliments does not mean you are body fixated. However, if your daily activities revolve around a predetermined standard of performance and appearance, you are in the stage that I am calling the athlete. The second stage is identified by the word, the warrior. When we leave the athlete stage behind, we generally enter the stage of the warrior. This is the time when the ego dominates our lives and we feel compelled to conquer the world to demonstrate our superiority. My definition of ego is the idea that we have of ourselves as important and separate from everyone else. The ego-driven warrior objective is to subdue and defeat others in a race for the _1 spot. During this stage, we are busy with goals and achievements and competition with others. This ego-dominated stage is full of anxiety
Spike
and endless
planted.
comparison of our successes. Trophies, awards, titles, and the
No
accumulation of
charges
material objects record our achievements. The warrior is intensely concerned with the future.
Last
Who might
player
be in his
standing.
way or interfere with this stage. The third stage is identified by the term the statesperson. The statesperson stage of life is the time
Leave
when
it
we
to
have
me, I'll
tamed
rough
our
them
ego
up.
and shifted our awareness. In this stage, we want to know what is important to the other person. We've begun to know that our primary purpose is to give rather than to get. The statesperson is still an achiever and quite often athletic. However, the inner drive is to serve others. Authentic freedom cannot be experienced until one learns to tame the ego and move out of self-absorption. When
That
you can let go
brimstone
of your
can't
own
stop
thoughts
me.
about yourself and not think of you for a long period of time, that is when you become free. The statesperson stage of adulthood is about service and gratefulness for all that shows up in your life.
Flash out!
At this level, you're very close. The primary force in your life is no longer the desire to be the most powerful and attractive or to dominate and conquer. You have entered the realm of inner peace. It is always in the service of others, regardless of what you do or what your interests are, that you find the bliss you're seeking. There is one stage even higher than the statesperson.
Return to dust.
The spirit. When you enter this highest stage of life, regardless of your age or position, you recognize your truest essence, the highest
Spike
self.
planted.
When you know your highest self, you're on the way to becoming the co-creator of your entire world, learning to manage the circumstances of your life and participating with assurance in the act of creation. You become literally a manifest. The spirit stage of life is characterized by an awareness that this place called Earth
Last
is not
player
your home.
standing.
Can't use this
You
yet.
know that you're not an athlete, a warrior, or even a statesperson. You are an infinite, limitless, immortal, universal, eternal energy, temporarily residing in a body. You know that nothing dies. Everything is an energy that is constantly changing. This inner infinite energy is not just in you, it is in all things. And
Watch them run when lit by my
soul.
sonar. That's
You
when
begin
we
to know
strike.
this intimately. When you reach this level, you're in the space I think of as being in this world, but not of this world. Most people think of the spiritual world as a future occurrence that they will know after death. Most of us have been taught that the highest self is something that you cannot know as long as you're trapped in a body. However, the spirit is now. It is in you in this moment, and the energy is not something that you will ultimately come to know, but is what you are.
Who's next?
The unseen energy that was once in Shakespeare or Picasso or Galileo or any human form is also available to all of us. That is because the spirit energy does not die, it simply changes form.
Prepare for
It
hellfire!
has no boundaries, no beginnings, no ends, no physical characteristic that we call form. That energy is within you. Gaining the awareness that you have a higher self that is universal and eternal will lead you to gaining access to the world more freely and to participating in the
Spike planted.
or manifesting yourself.
Weak.
There is something called the seen and the unseen. Consider for a moment the world of form.
One enemy remaining.
Who is that invisible eye inside all of the tubes and bones and arteries and skin that are your physical form? To know yourself authentically, you must understand that everything that you notice around you was and is caused by something in the world of the unseen.
Thank
That
you.
something is the world of the spirit. When you look at a giant oak tree, ask yourself
They
what
have no
caused that
right
tree to
to
become
do
what it
this.
is. It started from a tiny acorn. Your logical, rational mind
A
says that
second
there must be
wind.
something
Let your
resembling
senses
treeness
come
within that
alive.
acorn. But when you open the acorn, you find nothing resembling a tree. All you find is a mass of brown stuff.
Go, go, go!
If you further examine the brown stuff, you will discover distinctly acornish molecules, then atoms and electrons, then subatomic particles, until finally you find that there are no particles, only waves of energy that mysteriously come and go. Your conclusion will be that the acorn and the tree itself have a creator that is unseen, immeasurable, and called by those of us who need to classify such things the spirit or soul. This unseen world that is the source of the world of the seen is also the cause of the beginning of energy, energy that has no dimension, energy that is not in the visible world. This is our original self.
Blinding!
An object. It is this world of the unseen that I would like you to consider as you listen to these words. Look around you in the world of form. Then look within and realize
Opponent
the world
killed.
began in the unseen dimension. Then make the big leap to the awareness that you are both of these worlds.
Your duty is not over.
You are not separate from the world of the unseen, any more than you could be separate from the world of the seen. You are a combination of both at all moments of your life.
100.
The problem that faces most of us in becoming manifestors and learning to manage the circumstances of our lives
Last player standing.
forfeited our ability to oscillate between
You
the
will
world of
not
form
kill my
and that
allies.
unseen world.
Neutralized. My ult is ready.
Your inner world, the world of the unseen, is full of notions that prohibit you from participating in the creative process.
Let them
When
try
you
to get
overcome these
through me.
notions, your unseen self will be your ticket to creation in your life. What you want to practice here really is transcending your conditioning. Whether you like it or not, all of us have been conditioned to think and act in ways that have become automatic. We need to figure out how to get past this conditioning if we want to gain access to our highest self. You can be sure the ego will not take well to this kind of an effort. Asking the ego to help diminish its own significance so that you might have access to your higher self is akin to attempting to stand on your own shoulders.
Scanning
Ego
ahead.
is as unable to move aside in
Found them.
deference to spirit as is your eye able to see it.
Joke's over! You're dead!
To touch the tip of your tongue. Your task thus becomes a
Concussing!
If you rely on your ego to grasp into it will only strengthen its hold on you. You must figure out how to emancipate consciousness from the limitations of your mind and your body. In the ego state, you generally experience yourself as a separate entity. To move past this conditioning, you want to begin to see yourself as humanity rather than as a separate form in a body.
Spike
Very
planted.
simply put, if you feel that you are disconnected from the rest of humanity and truly a separate entity needing to prove yourself and compete with others, you will be unable to manifest your heart's desire. If you are able to see yourself as a part
Last
of
player standing.
you will have transcended the conditioning of your ego and of all the other egos who have contributed to this process in your life. Here are a few of the conditioned thoughts that keep your ego in charge of your life and prevent you from materializing what you desire and what desires you. The first is called, I am not in charge of my life. That force is outside me. You can change this perception. Turn your attention away from the ego-dominated thoughts about the circumstances of your life to the present moment. Noticing your breath, the sounds, textures, smells, and scenes that the life force is experiencing through you. A second conditioned thought says,
Stay taut
people
as a
cannot
bowstring.
manifest.
The fight
It is all a
demands it.
function of the cosmic throw of the dice. It's all just luck. Well, blaming luck or some external invisible force that controls the universe is a habit of conditioning that leads to disempowerment and ultimately to defeat. You are the universe. It is not something outside you.
I'm out of here.
You are that force which is in everything, even the things that have previously failed to show up in your life. Remember, as you think, so shall you be. If you think you can't, you're right. And that is precisely what you will see showing up in your life. A third conditioned response. I have tried before and it's never worked for me. Here, the conditioned response is believing that once having tried and failed, further efforts will yield the same results. Let go of trying, and instead remain relaxed and casual. Your past is an illusion. It is the trail that is left behind you. And a trail behind you cannot drive you today, regardless of what you choose to believe.
Trevor!
All you have is now, and you have never tried anything. Only highly evolved beings can manifest.
Enemy B.
Here again,
My
this
ult's
is the
ready.
ego saying that
Spike
you are
planted.
separate and distinct from your spiritual teachers and others at the highest levels. Relinquish those thoughts and replace them with
One
beings
enemy
that are
remaining.
connected to everyone by that unseen life force that is your divine essence.
Gotta go.
The first spiritual principle directs you to overcome
backside.
your conditioning.
Drop in a
Requires you to
smoke.
adopt a new attitude about yourself.
My
And
ult
to
is
put this
ready.
attitude into daily practice.
Spike's dead.
I
You're
am
welcome.
encouraging you to know the highest self rather than read about it. To know it in the deepest reaches of your being.
Come on! Get me in the line of fire!
I encourage you
Can
to
someone
follow
get
these
this?
suggestions for developing the first principle as a permanent part of your total awareness.
Thank you.
The first suggestion. Think of this definition of enlightenment. Be immersed in and surrounded by peace. Your highest self only wants you to be at peace. It does not judge,
Go,
it
go,
doesn't
go.
compare or demand that you defeat anyone or be better than anyone. You know your highest self by listening to the voice that only wants you to be at peace. That's what enlightenment is. A second suggestion. Go beyond the
Enemy
restrictions
spotted.
of the
Mid.
physical plane. The purpose of the highest self is to assist you in this effort. You do this by creating
Flash out!
No
sanctuary
peeking.
that is yours and yours alone. Go to the silent inner retreat as often as you can.
No
And
peeking.
let go of all attachments to the external world of the ego.
Here.
As you go to this sanctuary,
Who's
light will be born
next?
within you. Come to
Pitiful.
know this
Reloading.
This light is your connection to the energy of manifestation. Here's a third suggestion. Refuse to defend yourself with anyone on the earth plane. This is the challenge of the highest self.
Last player
Use your
standing.
inner light for your alignment and allow those who disagree with that perspective to have their own
Spike
space.
down. Defender spawn.
You are
One enemy remaining.
refuse to flaunt your energy. You know, and that is enough for you.
Drop
Here's
in a
fourth and
smoke.
final suggestion. Surrender and trust in the wisdom that created you. This trust is your corner of freedom, and it will always be yours. Your highest self is not just an idea that sounds lofty and spiritual. It is a way of being. It is the very first
30
principle
seconds
that you
left.
must come to understand and embrace as you move toward attracting to you that which you want and need for this parenthesis in eternity that you know as your life. The second principle is called trusting yourself, is trusting the wisdom that created you.
10 seconds
Learning
left.
to trust may be
Spike
difficult
planted.
in the beginning. It will be an exercise in futility if you rely upon your mind to create trust. The mind attempts to come up with intellectual answers by using proofs, logic, and theoretical reasoning. In contrast, the method of the heart, focused on spiritual understanding, is an intuitive recognition
a
of the
smoke.
value of love. The heart trusts the inner wisdom that it feels and spontaneously knows, whereas the mind demands scientific evidence before it will trust. When the mind seeks corroboration through specific proofs as an aid to spiritual understanding, it is encroaching into an area far more suited to the heart. For this reason,
I'll see yous
it is
in a
necessary
minute.
to trust what the heart knows. Without total trust, it is impossible to know the miracles of the higher self and become a manifest. This means cultivating
You
a
know,
harmony
I
between
could
mind
just
and heart.
outlive them.
And for most of us, this means terminating the
Nah,
intellect's
really sure
domination.
quicker.
It is with this surrendering process that trust begins to flourish, replacing doubt. Here are two theories describing our place in nature. I think you will agree that the first theory illuminates why mistrust of ourselves and our divine abilities
I'm
is
outta
so
here.
deeply rooted. The first theory is called nature as a mechanism. In this mechanistic view of nature, everything is an artifact made by a boss who has many different names. In the Western view, the boss is called God. This God is often depicted as a white-bearded male who roams around the sky creating a natural world. The world is
Blinding!
and God, the constructor.
Prepare
This
for
biblical God is
hellfire!
paternal, authoritarian, beneficent, and, in many ways, he keeps track of all things and knows precisely what
You
everyone
will
does.
not kill
Laws are
my
being broken.
allies!
One of the operatives of this theory of nature is the idea of punishment for one's sins. God, father or godfather,
Spike
holds
down,
us accountable
B.
for transgressions. This theory of nature is absolutely incompatible with the second principle of manifesting. You cannot tune into the power and energy of the universe to create and attract an abundant life if that energy
30
and
seconds
power
left.
is outside of yourself. There's a second theory of nature that I call nature
Your
as
duty is
spontaneous,
not over!
non-judgmental.
Spike planted.
Of
In
course
this
he's going
spontaneous
with me.
view, God is universal and powerful, flowing through everything.
Enemy spotted. A.
Nature is an unforced unfolding of life force, and there is no boss.
Concussing!
Rather than learning to manage and control the natural world, the impulse is to trust it. Human beings are an aspect of this God and are therefore carriers of divinity.
Flash out!
Generally, in this theory, human beings are
Enemy
considered the
spotted.
highest level of life.
One enemy remaining.
Trusting this
Reloading.
most evolved natural human includes trusting the paradox of behavior described as good and bad, selfish and unselfish, or greedy and generous, in the same manner as we respect other
Reloading.
life forms by trusting
Change
their
of
processes.
plans.
This second principle directs us to develop an inner knowing so that the natural process of
Last
what
round
desires
in the
us
half.
is what we desire.
No point saving.
Think of yourself as
Spend
a
it all.
consciousness being played out by God, just as a wave is a part of the ocean that is being played out by the ocean itself. The unseen divine energy
Go,
is the
go.
ocean that your waveform is a part of. You can call it God, ocean, or anything else. This is a profoundly exquisite realization because with it, you bring to your consciousness the inner awareness that you are actually in all things. This leads to miraculous manifestations.
Joke's
You
over!
begin to
You're
consider
dead!
what it means to be in all things at one time. Authentic trust is only available through the knowing heart. When you enter this trusting space, everything will come to you that belongs to you because you've created the inner capacity to receive it. The irony is that what you wish to receive is a part of you. This can be a troublesome concept to grasp because of the ego's attachment to being separate and special. Nothing in your rational mind could convince you.
Last
that
player
you are
standing.
2 parts hydrogen
Spike planted.
and 1 part oxygen. It appears to be a fluid that flows and has nothing to do with gases. But when we subject water to scrutiny, its constituent elements become manifest. And so it is with the idea of being in all things. If you truly trust in this notion, you realize that everything that you perceive as missing in your life is
Switching
a part of the
sides.
same energy that you are. Manifesting becomes the art
You know
of
what we
bringing to
should do?
yourself that which is already
Tell
you.
ya. We should
I have
win.
deliberately chosen not to use many quotations in this program.
Gotta go!
But I want to emphasize that every spiritual master and all of the saints, teachers, and gurus or priests throughout history have espoused similar advice. This perennial philosophy connects all humanity from tribal and ancient to civilized and present times. It is the message that God is within and outside every living thing, and that there's a world we are a part of that is not subject to the changing world of time and space that we presently are a part of. Since it is everywhere, it is not only within you, it is you. The meaning of this is that God is not to be found so much as discovered within yourself. The statement, "Thou art the path,"
Scanning
more
ahead.
than an ecclesiastical admonition. It is a
No
statement
peeking.
of your reality. And then you must consider prayer and what it means
Out
to
of charges.
understand this concept of trust. In the matter of prayer, it seems that we often view God as a gigantic vending machine in the sky who's going to grant us our wishes when we put in the proper tokens in the form of prayers.
Our
We expect
carrier's
to
dead.
insert prayers, then pull on the knob and hope
Spike
that
down,
God will
B.
dispense the goodies.
Last player
The
standing.
God vending machine becomes the object of our veneration. We tell the machine how good it is and how much we worship it and expect it to be good to us in return. The basic premise here is that God is
Act
outside
on my
us,
intel.
and therefore
Don't
what we
give them
need
time
and
to
want
reposition.
is also outside of us. If we believe that we are separate from God, the vending machine approach to prayer reinforces and deepens that belief. I prefer to promote the idea of prayer in its essence as a communion with God. What we seek
Go,
in
go,
prayer
go.
is the experience of coexisting with God. Prayer is our communication of readiness for the desires of this sacred energy to manifest through our human form. Therefore, the true experience of God does not change or alter God, but it changes us. It heals our sense of separation.
Have a
If we are not changed by
Enemy
prayer,
down.
we have denied ourselves the opportunity to know the wisdom that created us. The search for happiness outside ourselves rekindles the idea that we are not whole and relegates prayer to the status of a plea to a boss god. We are then asking for favors rather than seeking a manifestation of our invisible, inspired self. Prayer at the spiritual level I'm talking about is not asking for something any more than the attempt to become a manifestor.
One
is
enemy
asking for
remaining.
something to show up in your life. What I call authentic prayer is inviting divine desire to express itself through myself. It expresses my experience of oneness with the divine energy. This may sound like a radical or even blasphemous notion, but is the source of all spiritual traditions. Here's a
I'm
few
feeling
examples.
generous. Who needs a buy?
They say the kingdom of heaven is within you. In Islam, they say those who know themselves know their God. In Buddhism, they say, look within, you are the Buddha. In Vedanta, they say, Atman, or individual consciousness, and Brahman, universal consciousness, are one.
I fight.
Yoga says God dwells within you as
revealing area.
Confucianism, heaven, earth, and human are one body.
Enemy A.
And in the Upanishads,
Enemy A.
of the Hindus,
Headshot.
by understanding the self, all this universe is known. Overcoming your conditioning in this area is crucially important. Replace thoughts about your experiences with the experience of prayer. For instance, praying in this sense can be a sentence such as, sacredness
Spike
guide
down
me now,
A.
or sacred love flow through me now. Silently reciting instead of thinking thoughts. Prayer in this form is tilling and clearing the inner self of ego chatter, so that what you desire and what desires you can grow. My own personal practice of prayer is participating in a communion with God, wherein I see God within me,
just
and
rotate
ask
on
for the
B.
strength and the inner awareness to handle whatever
Got the
confronts
spike!
me. I keep reminding myself that heaven on earth is a choice I must make, not a place I must find. Trust, then, is the cornerstone of my praying, and with it comes the peace that is the essence of manifesting. And this idea of peace...
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
You may recall that earlier, I defined
Clearing out!
being immersed in and surrounded by peace. The more you trust in the wisdom that creates all,
Spike
the more you
planted!
will be trusting in yourself. The
Concussing!
result of trusting is that an enormous sense of peace becomes available to you. As this awareness grows, you will discover that you are a more peaceful person, and consequently,
Alright, lucky socks.
enlightenment becomes the way
Fail
of
me
your
now.
life. Being independent of the good opinion of others and being detached from the need to be right are two powerful indicators that your life is shifting toward a consciousness of trust in yourself and trust in God. Yet there are many people in our lives who disturb our state of peacefulness. The people whom we agree with and share similar interests with us are easy to accept and actually teach us.
Find their weakness.
But those who can push our buttons and send us into a rage at the slightest provocation are our real teachers. Disguised as manipulative,
Revealing area.
inconsiderate, frustrating, non-understanding beings. Peace that is enlightenment means that you are not only at peace with those who share your interests and agree with you, and with strangers who come and go, but also with those master teachers who remind you that you still have some work to do. Peace occurs when your highest self is dominant in your life. When you begin to feel peace as the result of trust, you are enjoying a healthy growth. There are many
You
things
will
that
not
you can do on a
kill
regular
my
basis
ally.
to make
Get outta
this as
here.
the principle of trusting in the oneness a reality in your life. Here are a few suggestions to nurture trust in yourself and in that oneness. The first is called Begin by admitting your confusion or failure. When you're honest with yourself about every aspect of your life,
One enemy remaining.
I'm out of here.
ready for the insight.
Last player
Trust
standing.
in ultimate truth. Are one another. The second suggestion is to keep in mind that you cannot go to a higher ground if you're hanging on to a lower level. You cannot leave the
Just
physical
swapping
world if
in
you're so
infusion
attached to it
cells.
that you refuse to let
Okay,
go.
my arms are good. We can
The
go.
concept of trust involves surrendering to and trusting the God force. The third suggestion is to acquire a rebellious attitude toward the philosophy that preaches a style of God as boss, who is authoritarian and a benevolent tyrant. Rejection of this model does not mean that you are an atheist,
Right
but rather
there.
a believer in the true meaning of divinity. A fourth suggestion is to remember that trusting does not mean you never experience life's
Right
valleys.
there.
There will be peaks and valleys as long as you live in this physical
Scanning
plane.
ahead.
Do not abandon trust when your ego thinks things are
Flash
different
out!
than they are.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Begin to look for the
Reloading.
lesson in it. And a fifth suggestion is to take your serious problems and turn them over to God. Say something like the following. I've not been able to resolve these issues in my life. I would like to show my trust in the divine force by simply turning them over to your divine hands.
Rest.
Trust will lead to a resolution of these problems.
Out of charges.
A sixth suggestion is to remember that the presence of complete trust is evident in your life, in what you think and feel and do. To say I believe in a healthy body is to practice eating in unhealthy ways is also for yourself. You are incongruent with your thoughts. You are showing a lack of trust.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
And finally, a seventh suggestion, begin a meditation practice of contemplating the supreme principle that is beyond the pettiness of this world. Meditation is not merely making Meditation is literally the embodiment of truth and trust. It is knowing that I can confront myself
Hi.
in a spirit
Fight's
of serenity,
not over, you know.
and that what I seek will be attracted to me. This, then, is the energy of manifesting, and it comes most frequently when the mind is quiet. It is the quiet mind that comes in contact with the truth. This process of closing my eyes and becoming serene gives me the ability to tap into that source of inspiration. Inspiration, the very word comes from
Together.
This second principle of manifesting leads us to a higher place within ourselves. You will be a silent sage, moving through this material plane, knowing that you have tapped into a source of inspiration that provides you with all the sustenance you need. You will begin to see that this earth plane is really a very big place, more so than you might ever have imagined. And this then becomes blinding. The third principle of manifesting is called
last player standing. Spike down B.
Organism. One of the reasons the idea of being able to manifest is so foreign to most of us is because we have been brought up to believe that as individuals we are separate from our
match point.
We think
doing this or what?
Can someone get
Armed
this?
with this kind of logic, we are diminished in our connection to the environment. This third principle of manifesting begins with the understanding that it is absolutely impossible to describe ourselves as separate from our environment. I am coining a new word for the purpose of articulating. Consider yourself an environment.
Go, go, go!
This word signifies that there is absolutely no difference between you and your environment. You are your environment, and even more significantly, for the purposes of this tape, your environment.
No peeking.
Our carrier's dead.
Spike down B.
Flash out.
Think about your own nature as an
Here we go.
Prepare for hellfire!
as your extended body.
Enemy B.
You are not separate from the external world. In this concept, it is impossible to describe yourself without including your surroundings. In fact, it is not even possible to see or hear yourself as a separate entity apart from your environment. For example, describe yourself walking, just you walking. There cannot be walking without also describing what it is you are walking upon.
One
On the
enemy
floor or the
remaining.
ground, there would only be your legs moving back and forth, and of course that's not walking. Your experience of walking also includes the air you are breathing, the gravity that keeps you from floating off into space, the pebbles or carpet or sand or cement that you walk upon. And I invite you to shift your awareness away from yourself.
30
Your
seconds
duty
left.
is not granted.
To yourself
That
as
sucked.
dependent others, always
Enemy spotted
inseparable
B.
from it.
Up one of these.
This means that you have to think of yourself as an individual and as an environment.
You are in our way.
Have you ever seen a person with an outside but without an inside? Rhetorical
If you
questions
must
are meant
fall,
to stimulate you to
then fall
consider
near
how you
me.
can be differentiated and undifferentiated at the same time, and why this is important in
drop.
learning to manifest your life as you choose. The nature of the physical world is essentially that of waves. Each wave of energy that makes up a physical mass has a crest or a peak, and a nadir or a valley. These tops and bottoms of the waves are always easy to identify as separate, yet they are always together. You can never ever get a bucket full of peaks and observe them independent of their corresponding
Who's
values.
next?
This is the fundamental feature of nature. Your
Revealing
front
area.
always has a back. Your inside always has an outside. And now you must extend this understanding outward. You are distinct, just like the tops of the waves that make up your natural physical self, but you are irrevocably connected to the outer world, just as that bottom of the wave always has a top. When you begin to see this simple truth, mystical experiences of manifesting...
You will not kill my ally!
Spike down, B.
See, you're either pushing nature around or seeing it as yourself, one or the other. When we think of ourselves as distinct from our environment, we take on a posture of exercise and control. Let's go! Forests and mountains and rivers and wildlife or anything else that's profit and convenience.
Last player standing. Last player standing.
Spend these activities without understanding that we are also destroying ourselves.
One enemy remaining.
We cannot be described independent of our environment any more than our outside can be described without our inside. When we can respect that which appears to be external to us, we will build to live
Team
in harmony
Ace.
with, rather than in control over.
Defenders win.
In our personal lives, recognizing nature as ourselves opens up an entirely new world of manifestation. Your new faith will no longer permit you to see anything as separate. The separateness will always be there, just as the peak of the wave is separate from the trough. But they remain inseparable, even while separate. You will have fused the dichotomy that prevents you from putting this connective energy to work. You will begin to view yourself as an organic part of this world, rather than as a separate entity in this world. And then you'll see yourself as an organic part of this world. There's a popular belief that we come into this world. Thus, we are continuously embracing the idea that who we are and where we come from are two different worlds. The essence of the third spiritual principle for manifesting your destiny is that there is no separation, and rather than coming into this world as a construction project, you actually grow out of it. You are a result of what the universe is doing on a conscious level, just as a wave is what the ocean is doing, and a plum is what the plum tree is doing. The intelligence that is you, unseen as it may be, is you in every stage of your creation and life experience, and it is also the same in every other person, as well as in all things in our physical world. Notice that everyone breathes the same air, walks on the same ground, and thinks as an organism just like you. You are indeed connected to all of these beings. It is not an accident that someone living in a distant country with different outward physical characteristics and a separate language could die and donate their liver or kidney or cornea to you, and it would accommodate the life force flowing in you. A profoundly important Native American saying is, "No tree has branches so foolish as to fight among themselves." Imagine the result of such behavior by the tree. The tree and all of its parts would die from such an absurdity. Yet that is precisely what we do when we see ourselves as divided from all of the other people who are being peopled from the same divine intelligence. When you know that you grow out of this world just as an apple does from an apple tree, then you identify with the spiritual essence. It is in identification with this inner essence that you make your connection to everything else. And it is with this connection that you begin to attract your desires to your physical world. I want you to gain a clear sense of how you are actually growing out of this world. You are not a momentary flash of embodied consciousness between two eternal blacknesses. You are an essence that is eternally growing in this world. A world in which the spirit and the manifestation of that spirit appear to be different to the senses, and indeed they are, but they are also connected. This awareness is crucial as you proceed along the manifesting path. That power is in you, but it's not yours alone. The power and the magic of this world cannot be reserved for the exclusive use of anyone, including you. It is available at all times. However, it does not belong to anyone. What you are doing as an environed organism is making contact with an energy that is beyond the dualism of the earth plane, and yet is connected to it at the same time, separate but distinct. You are a holistic being with both non-dualistic energy and the energy of the physical plane at your disposal. As a holistic being, you shatter the illusion of your separateness and reveal your connection to everything. This empowers you in a way that the ego-driven self could never contemplate. One of the ways to understand this is to see yourself as a hologram. A hologram is a three-dimensional photographic image obtained with laser beams. The unique thing about a hologram is that one small segment contains the entire picture. When one tiny piece of the hologram is broken off and projected, it shows an image of the entire object. The hologram is a perfect representation for you as an environed organism. Your environment includes everyone alive and dead, and you can draw their energy to you because, from a hologrammatic viewpoint, they are you. You are one little physical image that reflects all of humanity when projected spiritually upon the cosmic screen. Each and every one of us is the whole of humanity. You cannot escape this conclusion. Human beings are the same everywhere. We share the emotions of fear, love, hate, and jealousy. We also share our life-giving blood, intermingling it for the survival of those who need it, and we have the same internal organs and thoughts. When you perceive yourself in the hologram that is humanity, you connect on an energy level to everyone else in your environment. An environed organism most truly is a reflection of it all, and this energy that you share is shared by all. This awareness gives you the option to tap into this universal energy anywhere, at any time, by metaphorically projecting yourself to reflect the whole. When you can do this without doubt or reservation, you can literally see how your inner thoughts and desires are not only within you, but are within the whole of humanity, which is abundantly boundless. As an environed organism, you are a single individual who is only a part of the picture at the same time that you contain the whole panorama. Moreover, the content of your consciousness is also hologrammatic in nature. Consciousness is the mental condition of being aware. The power of your thoughts in this hologrammatic view can be projected in such a way as to connect to all of humanity. Your thoughts are, literally, connected to the thoughts of everyone else, as are your emotions, your desires, your total inner world. You can learn to use this connection to nurture your own divinity, and therefore, by definition, the divinity of all of humanity. The nature of a hologram and the nature of you as an environed organism are one and the same. The Bhagavad Gita, the holy book of the Hindus, summarizes the point of view as profoundly as I've ever heard. Listen to these words. He who sees that the Lord of all is ever the same in all that is, immortal in the field of mortality, he sees the truth. And when a man sees that the God in himself is the same God in all that is, he hurts not himself by hurting others. Then he goes, indeed, to the highest path. The key phrase in this profound passage is, in all that is. This includes you and me and everything that is. It is you. You are not separate from it. Here are a few suggestions for beginning to implement this principle, this third principle of manifesting, which says that you are not separate from your environment. First, make a conscious effort to check yourself when you begin to think in ways that reflect separateness. Imagine yourself as a part of all that you see, and make an internal attempt to project the energy of your thoughts into all that is alive on the planet. This inner practice will help you to embrace the concept of you as an environed organism rather than an organism in an environment. Secondly, contemplate the energy that is your life force. Forget about your body and your thoughts and focus attention on your energy, which is also known as chi or prana. See if you can sense it objectively, and also try to do the same thing with the energy of someone close to you. Watch that person and forget about their body. Center your attention on the idea that you share the same energy, and so you are the same person at that energy level. Thirdly, trust in the wisdom of your feelings. If you feel it, it is true for you. When you trust your feelings, you trust the energy that is the life force of the universe. And fourth, practice being gentle, respectful, and loving toward the life force in all things. In other words, behave as if the God in all life really mattered. The energy of love is sent out into the universe and connects with the same loving essence that is in all things. Fifth, determine that you will spend some time each day alone and in silence meditating on this principle. Repeat the principle over and over as a silent mantra. I am not an organism in an environment. I am an environed organism. By repeating these words to yourself, you will eventually begin to project this reality outward. And sixth, make the spaces of your life as sacred as possible. In your living space, bless all that surrounds you, and fill your space with the life that plants, flowers, and animals bring. Spend time contemplating your living space as a holy place. The more you bring your environment alive with sacred thoughts and feelings, the more you will feel spiritually connected. The Sufi poet Rumi, almost a millennium ago, wrote a poem that reflects this consciousness. I'd like to share it here with you. It's called The Seed Market. He says, "Can you find another market like this, where with one rose you can buy hundreds of rose gardens? Where for one seed you get a whole wilderness? For one weak breath, the divine wind? You've been fearful of being absorbed in the ground or drawn up by the air. Now your water bead lets go and drops into the ocean where it came from. It no longer has the form it had, but it's still water. The essence is the same. This giving up is not a repenting, it's a deep honoring of yourself. When the ocean comes to you as a lover, marry at once, quickly, for God's sake. Don't postpone it. Existence has no better gift. No amount of searching will find this. A perfect falcon, for no reason, has landed on your shoulder and become yours. A seventh suggestion is to become aware of how your judgments prevent you from connecting to whatever you are judging. A judgment is a definition of yourself as separate from that which you are judging. Remember that it is possible to look out on the world and not condemn it, to have absolutely no judgment or interpretation of it, but to just allow it to be. And an eighth suggestion: have fun with the idea of yourself as a hologram. If you remember that you are a tiny piece of humanity reflected in your own little image and personality, then you have a green light to reflect the humanity that you would like in your world. You are one tiny bit of a 6 billion or so piece hologram, and you reflect all of those 6 billion pieces at every given moment of your life. This is the third principle of spiritual manifestation. We are all simultaneously our own beings and all that is outside us as well. We cannot ever separate ourselves from our environment while we are in a physical body. Knowing this puts us in touch with the energy of attraction that is the subject matter of the fourth principle. The fourth principle of spiritual manifestation says, you can attract to yourself what you desire. The central notion of manifesting is the understanding that you have within yourself the ability to attract the objects of your desire. Now, this may still seem to you to be out of your power, but if you have understood the previous three principles, then you're beginning to know that this power is within you. Being able to attract your desires may seem more likely when you consider how things move from the world of the formless into the world of the form. In one of the most intriguing sentences in the New Testament, St. Paul addresses this process of creation. He says it this way: things which are seen are not made of things which do appear. St. Paul is telling us that the creative energy is neither solid nor restricted. The physical world of form originates in something other than the form itself. St. Paul's words form the basis for my writing about this principle and for several of those to come in this tape. I believe they suggest how energy informs our ability to attract what we desire. St. Paul is giving us a clue about bringing our desires into the world of matter. Energy then becomes a force that we can tap into. In a film about his boyhood, Albert Einstein describes picking up a compass and watching it in fascination as the needle moved when he changed direction. He said that he became obsessed with understanding the invisible force that moved the compass needle. Where was the force located? Who controlled it? Why did it always work? Like magnetism, there is a force that has many characteristics that are quite impossible to detect with our physical senses. We call this force energy. Energy is in all things in our universe and has an impact upon objects around it with something that we describe as the power of attraction. In magnetic fields, we can easily see it at work, yet we're unable to detect the formless energy with our sensory apparatus. The force is there, attracting and repelling, and it is everywhere on our planet. If it is everywhere, then it is also within us. It seems unlikely that our senses will inform us any better than they help us comprehend how a magnetic pole works. We can see the results, but the force itself is always elusive and in motion. The essence of this fourth principle of manifesting is that we can utilize this energy because we are this energy. We can use this universal energy to bring to us objects of our desire because the same energy that is in what we desire is also in us, and vice versa. It is simply a matter of alignment and will that allows us to tap into this force. Bringing things into the physical world is a process that we call creation. What we create involves the use of the same power that is in all that is created. It is only a matter of degree. There's absolutely no difference in the power that brings something from the world of waves into the world of particles and the power that brings your thoughts or mental pictures into form. I encourage you to listen to this again and again and commit it to memory. The world of spirit from which all matter derives and the world of matter comprise one harmonious whole. They are separate but always together, just like the peak of the wave and its base, separate but forming an inseparable whole. Think of manifesting as nothing more than transforming waves of possibility into particles of reality. The transforming process requires energy. This energy is invisible, but is always in everything, including us. Your mental pictures are related to this power of attraction. There is a power within you that allows you to form a thought or a picture. This mental picturing power is the energy of attraction that is in all creative processes. It is different in degree, but nevertheless identical with the power of attraction. This power is the very substance of life. You can't see, touch, or hear this power, but it is within you. In using this power, you are not in any way attempting to change or interfere with the laws of nature. You are fulfilling the laws. This undifferentiated power is the basis for the mysterious attraction that draws your desires to you. Think of yourself as a way that God has of particularizing. Then see your ability to formulate mental pictures as the divine creative power energizing through you. Can you see that the same creative energy that particularizes as yourself is what you use to manifest your desires? This power thrives on happiness, love, joy, contentment, and peace. The more blissful and loving you are, the more the divine spirit particularizes within you and the more godlike you become. It is through your thoughts, or how you use your power to create a thought, that all creative energy is attracted to you. If your mental pictures are of being surrounded by things and conditions that you desire, and they are rooted in joy and faith, your creative thoughts will attract these surroundings and conditions into your life. The power to even have a thought is a divine power. With this recognition of its sacredness, you form a vision or a mental picture. Finally, you hold it lovingly in place with the inner knowledge that the God force that brought everything in the universe into existence also created you. The form that this energy will take will be controlled and directed by your will or your mental picturing. It is waiting to take any direction you decide. There is a practice of mental picturing that you can master. The most important thing to remember as you practice mental picturing for the purposes of manifesting your desires is that humans never create anything. Our function is not to create, but to attract, combine, and distribute what already exists. Creations are really new combinations of already existing materials. There is one indispensable condition for the manifestation of your mental picture into the visible and concrete world: the necessity of picturing the fulfillment of your desire as if it is already accomplished on the spiritual plane. That's right. You must know within yourself that on the invisible level of your being, what you desire is already in place. You impress upon the universal mind the object of your desire, and you calmly and knowingly proceed to act upon that picture, allowing the greater intelligence, and your own, which is a part of that greater intelligence, to work through you to produce the results. You abandon all fear and return to the affairs of your life, in place in the spiritual realm. Time is simply not a recognizing feature of the all-creating wisdom. However, you will find it impossible to manifest if you are visualizing without an authentic will that is sufficiently steady to overcome any contrary idea or lack of faith in your own divine connection to God. And here we must talk about the value of secrecy. When we speak to others about our efforts to manifest, our power is weakened. In general, when we describe these activities, it is because the ego has entered the picture. This kind of approach considerably dissipates our power of attraction. Maintain privacy concerning your own unique powers to attract to you what you desire. In order to tap into the extraordinary energy and use it in the co-creation process, it must remain yours and yours alone. The moment you discuss it with anyone who is alive today is the moment it diminishes. The higher energy, which is infinite, must create its own vehicle for manifesting, and it does so in the privacy of those vehicles. We are talking here about a vital force, a God force. Let's look at the nature of this vital force. It's difficult to comprehend a force that we cannot see, or touch, or hear, or smell, and still know that it exists. It is similar to electricity. You plug in your appliance and you cannot see, touch, smell, or hear anything happening, but your electric hairdryer responds when you press the on switch. This is a good way to think of the vital force that is the all-creating God force as well. It is invisible, electrical in nature, always flowing, and always attracted to that which plugs into its source. A second characteristic of the life force energy is that it is always expanding, and it is unlimited in supply. The nature of the universe is abundance. It goes on beyond our concepts of beginnings and endings and boundaries. When we think we have it categorized and locked into a time-space boundary, it expands beyond our awareness, almost as if it must move further away from observation. You are an aspect of that force, and therefore you, too, are flowing, ever-expanding, and unlimited. It is your nature to be able to attract, to expand, to be unlimited. This force is in you, and this force is outside you. This force is you. By knowing the nature of this force and seeing yourself as a divine expression of it, and by going within to the power that permits you to picture a desire, and then tapping that power with a private, loving, cheerful knowing, you are on your way to using this vital force in ways that were unavailable to you with your conditioned view of yourself. Let's look at some ideas for putting this principle into work in your life. When first arising in the morning, take a few moments to be alone and ask yourself, how did the conditions of my life that I would like to change first come about? How can I facilitate making conscious contact with my unlimited, invisible source of energy? You'll soon realize that the conditions of your life have been manifested by you, even though you are not conscious of bringing them about. Your thoughts and mental pictures of lack and scarcity and self-absorption and authoritarianism and illness and guilt and worry, and all of these have been put into the universal spirit and have manifested in your life. You can hasten your conscious contact by radiating a totally new kind of mental picture while applying this fourth principle. And then secondly, explore the possibility that the reason you believe that life is limiting is because you have assumed limitation to be in your life. Does your view of life include the natural creative process reproducing within yourself? Stay in this place within and you will know conscious contact with the divine, all-creating intelligence. And then thirdly, never limit the spirit in any way. If you experience any kind of friction, know that it is an error in your thinking and picturing. Just continue to tell spirit what you want without telling it how you want it to happen. Then retreat in faith and trust. Fourthly, keep your mental picturing to yourself. What you want to attract is a private matter between you and God. And fifthly, begin to act as if what you would like to attract is already in your life. If you want to create healing, formulate the picture, radiate out that energy to connect with the all-creating energy, be cheerful and trusting in your knowing, share it with no one, and then begin acting in a new, healthy manner.
Stand in my way.
If you want to materialize more prosperity, then start the process of thinking abundantly and acting that way also, giving thanks for all that has manifested into your life. And sixth, I recommend that you browse through Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass daily. Here's a portion that speaks of our oneness with the divine energy. Listen to Walt Whitman. Athwart the shapeless vastness of space, how should I think, how breathe a single breath, how speak, if, out of myself, I could not launch to those superior universes? Swiftly I shrivel at the thought of God, at nature and its wonders, time and space and death, but that I, turning, call to thee, O soul, thou actual me, thou matest time, smilest contented death, and fillest, swellest full the vastness of space. And so it is with you, no different from Walt Whitman or anyone else in the universe. Here's our fifth principle of manifesting. Honoring your worthiness to receive. In order to become a manifester, literally taking part in the process of co-creating your life and attracting to yourself the objects of your heart's desire, you must know that you are worthy of receiving. This will mean examining the attitudes that you knowingly and unknowingly hold about your life. Your thoughts, which are the architects of the foundation of your material world, are what you want to examine. You can remind yourself all day long that the same power that brought anything into the physical world also
so long as it's leg day.
You will disrupt the natural flow of energy into your life and create a blockage that makes manifestation impossible. The fifth principle reminds you that you are worthy of abundance. If your thoughts are based on an image of unworthiness for any reason at all, you will manifest what those thoughts impart to the universal mind. The energy described in the fourth principle will align with what it is that you radiate. As a man thinks, so is he, are not just empty words. Thinking that abundance is incompatible with spirituality is a myth that influences many of us and is the largest impediment there is to feeling worthy. What do we mean when we use this word selfish? The myth that abundance and spirituality are incompatible is fueled by thoughts that it is selfish and improper to visualize and desire material things. Let's examine this attitude and determine if you have been influenced into believing it to be your truth.
Spike down mid.
Forever! Beyond our ability to imagine its facts. Dead. This abundance flows from
one enemy remaining.
Flash out! Fundamental essence. It is you. You are it. Material form is how spirit makes itself known to us while we are in form ourselves. Spirit manifests in
Keep
trees,
them off
and
balance.
oceans, and fish, birds, minerals, vegetables, flowers.
Great
Matter is
loading.
not an illusion or something that ought not to be, but it is a necessary means through which spirit differentiates itself from this plane of existence. To feel that it is selfish or non-spiritual to desire and manifest is to divide the world of spirit and the world of matter into polar opposites. When we adopt an attitude of spirit being incompatible with matter, we are denying the spirit that is in matter as its originating energy. We also deny the validity of ourselves as spiritual beings. When we shift to seeing that together they comprise one harmonious whole, we remove the stigma of selfishness. Just as each one of us is one harmonious whole comprised of spirit and matter, so too is the entire universe. The process of life taking form is a mystery. That mystery is governed by a creative energy that is knowable when we genuinely feel worthy of the
Spike planted.
Abundance is the way of the creative force in the universe. You are entitled to have abundance in your life and to radiate prosperity to all that you encounter in your world. Nothing
Last player standing.
By making yourself small and insignificant in order to manifest smallness. There are some core components of worthiness. Everything you need to master in order to make this fifth principle a working model in your life is available as a mental activity. You do not need to go out into the world and conquer it in any way. It is simply a matter of changing your mind about your basic worthiness to receive all of God's blessings, be they material or otherwise. Here are 5 major perceptions of beings who know they are worthy and deserving of all of God's blessings. The first
They
says,
want to fight?
My self-esteem
Let's fight.
comes from myself. This person's statement of his or her inner perceptions might be something like the following. As a child of God, my worthiness is a given. I am not divided into spirit and body. Rather, I am a part of the all-knowing creation called God itself. Too often, the ideas of other egos are what constitute our impressions.
Enemy spotted me.
We listen to the admonitions of others who have low self-regard and who are attempting to exert influence and power over us.
Spike planted.
Most young children to resist these.
Face your fear! One enemy remaining. Reload.
You must know within that you are part of the light that lighteth every man. You are evidence of the existence of God. And in your own particularized individuality, you have God within you. Therefore, you must be I am God. It is this truth that will free you from your feelings
When
of
Reyna
unworthiness
gets started,
to
it's
attract
hard to
yourself
stop her.
all
I'd
that
like
you
to
desire.
avoid that, please.
Your desires are the very tools that allow you to grow and experience the perfection of the universe. They take you beyond any limitations that you might have embraced and lead you to a higher spiritual awareness. Even the idea of achieving enlightenment and mastery is a desire, and one you must honor. A second statement of those who feel worthy. I accept myself
Don't let up.
without complaint. A person with this self-perception thinks something like the following. I am willing to face everything about myself without lapsing into self-contempt or repudiating my essential value as a piece of God. Self-acceptance is something that must be unconditionally known within ourselves.
Enemy spotted A.
To accept oneself is
Dead.
to engage in sabotaging acts
Spike
of
down A.
If you are in a state of self
One enemy remaining.
feel worthy of the munificence of the universe. Your inner energy is centered on what is wrong with yourself and with complaining to yourself and anyone who will listen. Self-acceptance is nothing more than a
Stay
shift in
alive.
consciousness.
I want
It
their
requires
life,
only a
not
change
yours.
of mind. If your hair is falling out and you have the choice to mask it, worry about, or accept it. Acceptance means that you honor your body and the divine intelligence that is at work. And when someone else implies that you have a problem because your hair is falling out, you don't even know how to relate to their observation. Acceptance removes the label of problem. This is not a faked attitude. It is merely removing the ego from your inner assessments, which are centered on the approval of others. With self-acceptance, you are able to honestly say, I am what I am, and I accept it. Once this attitude is firmly in place from a position of self-honesty, your worthiness to receive the gifts of the universe become aligned with that divine power.
Enemy
Third attitude of self-acceptance. I take full responsibility for my life. To be willing to accept total responsibility for yourself puts you in a position to be able to receive and interact with the object of your
My ult's ready. Planted.
If someone else is responsible for your perceived shortcomings, and you are blaming them for your troubles, then you are also to manifest your heart's desire. You need to have the permission of those others. This act of abdicating responsibility destroys your ability to empower you.
One enemy remaining.
Of awareness. I come to the position that there are absolutely no accidents.
Out of charges.
That everything that occurs in my life has a lesson attached to it, and that I brought it into my life. Thus,
Last
if I have a
player
negative
standing.
thought, and at the same moment I bump my head on a cupboard door, I say, what was I thinking at that moment? I take full responsibility for correcting those negative thoughts and for the bump that reminded me to correct that kind of thinking. This little game serves me in the sense of taking full responsibility for my life and eradicating the inclination to blame other people or circumstances. I trust in this inner knowledge. I rely on seemingly coincidental happenings, and I know that I am responsible for all of it. As this sense of responsibility has grown, I find it impossible to blame anyone for anything in my life. The willingness to be responsible without complaining puts you into the natural flow of all divine energy. With an attitude of self-responsibility, you will notice that the heavens are exceedingly cooperative. The fourth attitude of self-acceptance says, I do not choose to accept guilt into my life.
Sleep tight. My ult's
This
ready.
mindset creates thoughts such as, I will not use up the precious currency of my life, my present moments, immobilized with guilt over what happened in the past. This statement requires you to know the difference between A, genuine regret and learning from the past, and B, remaining in a state of reproach or guilt today. Learning from one's mistakes and taking corrective action are spiritually and psychologically sound practices.
Satchel out.
You did it, you didn't like the way you felt afterwards, so you decide not to repeat the behavior.
One enemy remaining.
Spike
down, B.
Feel immobilized and depressed.
Quit your tiptoeing.
Filled with
They're all
guilt,
dead.
your energy is awash with anguish and self-reproach. You are so down on yourself that you are feeling
of my
unworthy
stuff
of
has
receiving blessings
malfunctioned
from the
yet.
universe or anyone in it.
Celebrate that.
Persistent feelings of guilt will prevent you from manifesting anything worthwhile because you are attracting the very same things that you are putting out to the universe. For example, if you are chronically overweight or addicted, your internal sentence of guilt sounds something like this. I'm really going to love myself when I finally am at a normal weight. Or I will truly value myself as a worthwhile human being when I am finally over this addiction. These internal sentences need to be shifted to, I love myself while I am overweight. I am not this weight in the first place.
Face your fear!
Myself in self-created my body. I am love and I extend this love to all of you.
Trevor!
This same kind of inner programming must take place for addiction or anything else that you are guilty of.
Spike planted.
Blinding!
To wallow in self-reproach, we remove the idea that by suffering in the present moment, we will redeem ourselves and pay for it.
Clearing out!
The solution is in loving
Last
yourself.
player standing.
My turn! For nothing more than blessing you to a new spiritual level. And finally, a fifth assessment of those who have
Gear up.
self-acceptance.
Stay safe.
I understand the
You're going
importance
back
of
in.
having harmony between my thoughts, my feelings, and my behavior. To the extent that you remain incongruent in any of these three areas of thinking, feeling, or behaving, you will impede the process of heightened awareness and the ability to manifest your heart's desire. This is the last of the 5 points that contribute to your feelings of worthiness about receiving God's munificence into your life. It is also the most significant because it defines your level of integrity. To have thoughts about how you would like to conduct your life, to posit these thoughts as your essential way of being, and then to feel guilty, fearful, anxious, or anything else as a result of not living up to these inner positions.
Get out of my
results in
way!
Addictive, manipulative, and self-defeating behavior. To be congruent, you must be honest about your own thoughts. If you are honest with yourself, you will find that your emotional reaction
One enemy
is
remaining.
consistent with your inner world. You will feel peaceful and content, and this will be a part
Cutting their vision.
This is true for virtually everything. The hunt begins! Your thoughts about health, relationships, prosperity, God, work,
Reloading.
recreation. If these thoughts are rooted in
thought
love,
to try
you
harder.
honestly know that you are here to express love, kindness, and forgiveness toward yourself,
I'm no
towards your
doctor,
work and co-workers,
but I can patch
toward
a
the
bullet
money you
hole or
receive,
two.
toward your spiritual
Let me know if you
beliefs,
need healing.
and you will be in harmony, and you will welcome the blessings that result from your personal conduct in these matters. However, if you embrace these thoughts, yet fail to act on them in the daily working of your life, you will feel incongruent, and consequently, you will not feel that you are deserving of desires being fulfilled. being eaten up inside in your own private corner of awareness that is not available to anyone else other than God, you will behave in self-defeating ways that verify your lack of inner congruity.
Concussing!
Last player standing.
These 5 attitudes provide you with the tools for creating an inner atmosphere of worthiness. They all reflect an ability to live peacefully in the present moment and to discard many of the attitudes of your past that keep you in a constant state of feeling powerless and unworthy of being able to manifest
Spike down,
more
B.
blessings and happiness into your life. And then it's necessary to
One enemy remaining.
bond yourself from your past wounds. The inclination to bond to our wounds rather than move past them traps us in a constant state of feeling unworthy. A person who has experienced traumatic events like incest, or abuse, or sexual molestation, or the death of loved ones, or traumatic illnesses, or accidents, or family disruptions, or drug addiction, can become bonded to them and replay them for attention or pity. Very often the tale of these woes is told with a sort of urgency for the listener to know how horrible the wounding was and still is. The ego uses this energy as a power play in individual and group situations to encourage discussion of one's struggle to survive the wounding. This can keep individuals from advancing spiritually and reinforce the image of themselves as unfortunate. The tendency to bond with the wounds of our lives reminds us of how unworthy we are of receiving anything that we really would like because we remain in a state of suffering. The more these painful stories are recalled and repeated, the more we are guaranteed of not attracting our desires. Notice your body when it is wounded. An open wound actually closes up quite quickly. Just imagine what it would be like if that wound remained open for a long time. It would become infected and ultimately would kill the entire organism. The closing up of a wound and allowing it to heal can work the same way in your inner world of thought.
Spike planted.
Including labeling yourself as a sex survivor, alcoholic, sexual abuse survivor. You do so because of your inner experiences of bitterness. This harvest of bitterness.
One enemy remaining.
So don't lead with your injuries. Deal with them and ask family and friends to be compassionate while you're grieving or recuperating. Then ask them to remind you when it has taken on the form of a predictable response.
Last player standing.
Your wounds is through forgiveness.
Blinding!
It's the most powerful thing you can do for your physiology and your
Trevor!
Forgiveness means that you feel yourself with love and you radiate that love outward and refuse to hang on to the venom or hatred that was generated by the behaviors that caused the wounds in the first place. Forgiveness is a spiritual act of love for yourself, and it sends a message to everyone, including yourself, that you are an object of love. And that is what
We
you're
move
going to
as a
impart.
unit, okay?
Feeling worthy
Last
is
thing
essential
I
to being
need
able
is
to
some
attract to yourself
hero
what you
messing
desire.
things up.
It is simply a matter of common sense. If you don't feel that you deserve something, why would the divine energy that is in all things send it your way? Let's look at a plan for adopting and honoring your worthiness to receive and attract from the divine source. The word inspiration literally means to be infused with spirit. In spirit, if you will. Practice doing what you love and loving what you do each day. This puts you in spirit and literally provides you with the enthusiasm for being a worthy recipient of God's grace. The word enthusiasm comes from the Greek root entheos, to be filled with God. And make every effort to remove internal habits of pessimism, negativity, judgment.
Flash out!
Fault finding from your vocabulary and your inner dialogue.
Blinding!
Replace them with optimism, love, acceptance, kindness, and peace as your way of
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Take a quiet time each day to erase feelings of unworthiness.
Last round before the switch.
Use everything you have. We
found
lose
that
it
simply
anyway.
Reading the poetry of Walt Whitman or Rabindranath Tagore or Rumi puts everything into a more sacred perspective for me. This beautiful poem from Khalil Gibran's The Prophet is an example of such literature. Pay particular attention to the words, "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and nights," and "For the soul walks upon all paths."
Start this party!
Here's Khalil Gibran on self-knowledge. And a man said, "Speak to us on self-knowledge." And he answered, saying, "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you would have always known in thought. You would
Concussing!
Multiple enemies here.
and as well you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must needs rise and run murmuring to the sea. And the treasure of your infinite depths.
Spike down A.
But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure. And seek not the depths of your knowledge with staff or sounding line. For self
One dead.
boundless and measureless. Say not, I have found the truth.
Healing over here.
I have found a truth.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
I have met the soul walking upon my path. For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon
Switching
a line,
sides.
neither does it grow like a reed. The soul
They're
unfolds
just
itself
batteries.
like a
I
lotus
need
with
a
countless
recharge.
petals.
I'm watching here.
Allow yourself to be surrounded by things of beauty.
Reloading.
Each evening I leave my typewriter and I go out to the beach and I experience the magnificence
Reloading.
of the sun setting over the Gulf of Mexico. To be a part of the sunset fills me with a sense of home beyond this planet and opens me up to the deeper nature within myself. I could never feel unworthy of the grace and munificence of the universe when I'm immersed in such beauty. Virtually any experience of beauty has a tendency to remove doubt about your own divinity and connection to the ultimate truth that is in everything and everyone.
Embarrass
And then
them.
practice kindness toward yourself and others as frequently as possible. Give up your need to be right to win in favor of being kind. Just know the bliss of inner
Reloading.
peace. Remember, your highest self only wants peace.
There.
When you are practicing kindness, peace shows up.
Enemy spotted B.
When you are at peace with yourself and your world, you know that you are a worthy recipient of all that comes your way. Make it your own special mission to be kind to others each day at least once.
Out of
To
charges.
extend the same privilege to yourself as much as possible. Also, begin to process
Trevor!
the universe as a friendly rather than an unfriendly place. Place all of your wounds from the earlier stages of your life into the category lessons for life. Remember, for every act of evil, there are a million acts of kindness. This universe runs on the energy of harmony and balance. Breathe in that energy and breathe out the ideas of your being life. And finally, say it over and over.
Last player standing.
I am what I am, and I am worthy of the abundance that is the universe and all that is in it, including me. You are now on a path of knowing you are worthy of attracting and manifesting in your world. You are aware of your highest self. You trust in yourself and the divine wisdom that created you.
30 seconds
you know
left.
That you are not separate from your environment, and that the power to attract is in you. The next principle involves the energy of love and how important it is to know and experience
Look your
it
enemy in the
all
eye.
of your being
It
before
helps
you
with
begin applying
accuracy.
the last three principles of manifestation. Our sixth principle for spiritual manifestation is called connecting to the divine source with unconditional love. There's a wonderful quote from Mirabai. It says this as she talks about herself. Mirabai knows that to find the divine one, the only
Time to mobilize my pack.
is love. There is no greater power in heaven or on earth than pure unconditional love. This is the heart of the sixth principle of manifestation. The nature of the God force, that unseen intelligence in all things, which causes the material world and is the center of both the spiritual and physical plane, is best described as pure unconditional love. It is the glue that holds all things material in place. This God force is the oversoul to which we are always connected because we are localized extensions of that force. You may feel infinitely worthy of attracting to yourself material and spiritual prosperity, but if you are not living the way of unconditional
Piss
love,
off.
you are interfering with your ability to manifest. In order to be divinely aligned
One enemy
with
remaining.
universal infinite energy, you must become unconditional love. This energy of love really dissolves all limitations. When I speak of love emanating from your soul and from the divine consciousness of God, I speak of something that the lower self or the ego cannot grasp. I am not speaking about feeling good toward others, romantic love, showering everyone with affection, or touching behavior.
Reloading.
This unconditional love is an experience of the harmony of love.
30 seconds
It is
left.
Simply too deep and too profound for our ordinary selves to activate. The energy of unconditional love is the power behind creation. It guides all of our natural
Last player
love can be
standing.
imagined as a vibration that carries thought forms from one's mind into material expression. In its highest nature, love is the force that we recognize.
10 seconds left.
It is the alchemy that we embrace to make
Grenade!
sense of how things are materialized in the world of spirit. I suggest you embark on an experiment in which you practice unconditional love for
Clutch!
several days, perhaps even a week. It's a private activity, but vow to yourself that you will allow only unconditional loving
Deep
thoughts to
breaths,
emanate from
everyone.
your consciousness.
Your hearts are
Refuse to have judgmental or
Reloading.
in your quiet time, think only peace and love. In all of your relationships, think and act in only loving ways. Extend loving thoughts and energy wherever and whenever you encounter anyone or anything. Become unconditional love for this period of time. This practice of becoming unconditional love is a prerequisite to the manifesting process. By pouring love into your immediate environment and practicing gentleness in all of your thoughts, words, and actions, your immediate circle of friends will begin responding in a new way. Furthermore, this act becomes expansive very quickly, and you can radiate this love to your community and to people you read about in newspapers, including those who are labeled terrorists, murderers, scam artists, and the like. You emphasize the unconditional love. You become detached and loving toward
Spike down, attacker spawn. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Reject all thoughts and actions that you'll experience the alchemy of your spirit and know how to overcome limitations in your life.
Paint? Check.
This is
Charges?
a task that your conditioning
Check.
will not
Brakes?
easily encourage. But for a few
Nowhere
days
in
you can persevere just so you know what the divine universal spirit is like. It judges no one and nothing. It does not moralize. It does not show favoritism. It merely exists as an unconditional,
Reloading.
everything and everyone to unfold. What can you expect as you practice a few days of being total unconditional love? You will feel yourself becoming a different person. You will feel at peace virtually all of the time. Your relationships will be more deeply spiritual. Most significantly, you will begin recognizing the coincidences of your life with greater regularity. Your thought forms of unconditional love will begin to produce what you desire without your even being aware of how it is happening. There's an oft-quoted passage in the
Got
New
him!
Testament
My ult's
that
ready.
seems appropriate. It's
Reloading.
Concussing!
And now I will show you the
Feeling
most
sight.
efficient way.
Our carrier's
If I
dead.
speak in the tongues of men,
Spike
women,
down,
and have
attacker
not love,
spawn.
I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, I can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge. And if I have faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love,
One enemy remaining. Last
love is
player
patient,
standing.
love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of it. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always
You
trusts,
say something?
always hopes,
Sorry.
always
Ear's
perseveres.
still ringing.
Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be
Reloading.
still. And where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy. But when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror.
Flash out!
Face to face. Now I know in part.
Feeling sight.
Worthless.
You had your fun. Get out of my way.
My turn. We remain. Faith, hope, and love.
Let's go!
Is love.
Last
Well,
player
the probability
standing.
of living an unconditionally
Spike
loving
down,
life is all
attacker
of our
spawn.
members. I imagine your ego is protesting that this idea is absurd because you're only human. Nevertheless, I ask you to do this exercise for a few days or a week. You see, I know that it will become habitual when you
feel
the richness
something
of your
over
life
there.
with this new awareness.
Can't place it. Like us, but
There's something that is called the process of detached observation.
Reloading.
One of the great meditation exercises that I learned many years ago involves imagining lifting yourself out of your body and floating into space so far that you are actually observing the entire planet. If you do this, try to imagine what the Earth is like without you on it. It is a very difficult task for your ego to even contemplate the world without you on it. Next, begin to observe the planet without any judgment, refusing to label anything good or bad, right or wrong. Simply instruct yourself to notice, allow, and send unconditional love. The process of being a detached observer occurs in the silence of your contemplations or meditation. You are seeking out time to be quiet and enter this inner realm.
Easy.
It is in that silence that you will come to truly know the divine energy of unconditional. It's a difficult thing for our egos to contemplate this concept of oneness. Unconditional love and becoming a co-creator in your life is possible when you know
Last
that
player
God is
standing.
from you. You and God are one.
I dropped the spike.
I have said, ye are God. And later, when a man man
I hate
believes
to
in me.
say
He does
it,
not
but
believe in me
probably
only,
best to play
but
as a
in the one
team.
who sent me.
So,
When he looks
what's
at
the
me,
plan?
He sees the one who sent me. What it means to be in a state of oneness is that you know the unconditional love that God has for all of creation is also the unconditional love that can be you if you make that choice. If you place restrictions on that love or withhold it dependent on your judgments and hatreds, then you make it a conditional love and remove yourself from the possibility of co-creating with God.
Face your
We have
fear!
unconditional freedom for our thoughts to be what they are. That is how you are loved. That is your gift from the
Enemy
divine
spotted
creator.
A.
Expressed through your intelligence.
Enemy spotted A.
Take that freedom away. You are no longer a human being.
Satchel out.
Lose yourself.
Satchel out.
Unconditional love that allows you to enter a relationship. Now suppose that you're able to function in the same unconditionally loving way, simply allowing the
Last player standing. Spike down, attacker spawn.
would not be a conflict. Use this love for the purpose of creation. Every moment that you create by radiating unconditionally
surrounded
loving
by minha família. We won't lose.
Reloading.
Unconditional love is really a power. The ability to reach a higher state of being, where there seems to be almost no delay between the creation of a thought form and having that thought form show up can be viewed in terms of unconditional love and an absence of making demands on or judging the world. This is a power that I know is possible for each of us when we begin to adopt the basic principles of spiritual manifestation. Most of us simply do not recognize how powerful we are by virtue of our own ability to create thoughts, and out of these thoughts attract to ourselves the abundance.
Fades a
Power, we
corner.
immediately think of the
Reloading.
conflict of having a free will and having a destiny. This conflict often obviates the need within us to think and live in
Kaylin,
completely
over here.
different ways. Let's take a quick look at this matter of destiny, the title of this tape, and put it into a different context. Destiny is not preordained. Destiny is ordained totally by you. Every single moment of your now existence is a result of your previous thought. The idea that everything is already laid out for you in advance is a hallucination. You can and do manifest your own destiny. Your free will is your
One enemy remaining.
You create the destiny with this free will, and when you venture off the path of unconditional love, you are simply living an illusion. The illusion is that the thoughts that you have of your separateness from God's will put you into an obsequious position, that God is something you must fight or fear. Obviously, if this were true, God could not at the same time be all love.
Clearing out!
So what it means here is
30
that you
seconds
know
left.
the joy of unconditional love.
Blinding!
The thing that you will gain from cultivating unconditional love will be freedom from hate and violence. When these thoughts are removed, you discover the presence of joy and peace. This is an automatic reaction to unconditional love, because you are in harmony with the creative source. The ego identifies you primarily
10
as a
seconds
physical
left.
body, separate from God, and in need of constant stroking to massage your self-importance. When you simply say this is an illusion and it doesn't really exist, those ideas are replaced with unconditional love. And the joy you experience is really the denial of the false and an affirmation of the truth of your being.
If you see
You are
one of my
absolutely
creatures,
free
it's a good
when you
thing,
are not
alright?
consumed with
We'll
your
figure out what they
self-importance.
do eventually.
You are free when you no longer need to be stroked, coddled, and approved of by everyone you meet.
my dick.
There's a great sense of joy in feeling free. Think of times when you have felt the freest in your life. When the pressures of the form are off. You are walking in nature.
Reloading.
You are in solitude. Joy, freedom, and unconditional love are inseparable.
Keep up!
They flow from the experience of each other. To be joyful is to hold on to nothing and to have no restrictions. This is also the feeling of freedom. It is a result of embracing the unconditional love of the divine energy that is the center of your being. This is not to say that one ought not to enjoy a massage, a delicious meal, lovemaking, and all of the pleasures of the body. But it is the mind that is processing and allowing you to experience it. It is the mind that makes it real.
Too late. My
Reloading.
ult's ready.
One enemy remaining.
The divine source of all meaning, including
Reload. Someone's in attack.
Not one left.
One drop of water separates from the ocean, it becomes a speck that is essentially powerless and weak. But when it aligns with its
We
source,
got this.
the ocean itself, it is powerful beyond what is possible as an individual
Reloading.
drop of ocean. And so it is with you.
Need a drop.
Unconditional love is really nothing more than the absence of fear. The ego is where fears originate, with constant messages that you are incomplete and need more, that you need to win to be better in comparison to others. With unceasing pressure, the ego keeps you in a constant state of turmoil and anxiety. Fear is where all fears are birthed and nurtured within you. To accept unconditional love as your premise for living, you will have to tell the ego that there is no need to prove anything, and that all you want or hope for is already here. With this kind
Enemy
of
spotted
declaration,
A.
fear is removed from your life.
Flash out!
Enemy spotted A.
Casteth out all fear. This principle of unconditional love is a prerequisite to manifesting your own destiny. Is a tough one to put into practice. But you can begin this process by working on it one step at a time, beginning right now. Here are a few of the ways of putting unconditional love into practice in your life.
Reloading.
Remember to keep uppermost in mind that love transforms.
Concussing!
Love heals the
One enemy remaining.
Fear is a current of
Reloading.
energy that literally runs through your body and is produced when you feel cut off from the source of unconditional love. When you experience fear, ask yourself, what's going on that I have substituted fear for love in this moment? Also,
Another
begin to
fight?
acquire a private,
Clean slate.
non-publicized,
Let's
and
leave
regular
whatever
habit of
happened in the
meditating.
past.
With every breath you take, feel yourself taking in unconditional love. With every exhalation, expel thoughts of fear. Then pick one day to practice this exercise with a partner of your choice. Make a decision to think, act, and radiate nothing but unconditional love for the entire 24-hour period, including your dreams. If this works for you for one day, see if you can extend it
Hit
for
them
another day or
fast,
two.
hit them hard.
Also, try making a decision to turn over your most difficult challenges in the area of unconditional love to God. Simply turn them over with a request such as, I have been unable to bring love into my life in these areas, and I'm asking for your divine guidance. Also, in your silence, prayer,
Oops.
do not be afraid to ask for help.
Spike carriers down.
Manifesting your heart's desire
Spike down mid.
and unconditional love. Without your connection to this love, you lose your connection to the creative process.
Last player standing.
Unconditional love is in all things you wish
I
to
dropped the
attract,
spike.
as well as in you. Use it honestly, and you keep it. Lose it, and you lose your godliness. It is that simple.
Match point.
We're here
Finally, make
because
your
we're
word
the
law.
best.
If you
Don't
say it, live
any
up
of
to
you
it
forget
lovingly.
that.
This gives you a sense of inner balance. The universe runs on balance, and the energy that keeps it in balance is love. By declaring yourself a person who keeps his word, you align yourself with the loving essence of the word. This concludes the sixth principle for manifesting. Unconditional love is the
Keep
cornerstone
reloading.
of your mental picturing. You refuse to allow any contrary ego-driven thought to enter the inner. If you activate begins. You'll have revealed the truth that eludes most people. It is with unconditional love that you find your true connection to the divine energy that is in all things. Our seventh principle of spiritual manifestation
You had your fun.
is simply
My turn.
meditating to the sound of creation.
Spike down. Attacker
Seventh
spawn.
principle of
Reloading.
manifesting will challenge your conditioning probably more than any of the other.
Someone's an attacker spawn.
However, while it contradicts your beliefs about how you fit into the universe, it also expands your ability
I
to
got
create
the
and
spike.
attract the objects of your heart's desire. Others who have done this meditation on a regular basis have experienced dramatic shifts in their lives.
Last player
dead.
standing.
Manifest what they previously
Spike down B.
As you begin
Defenders win.
soul-nourishing practice of chanting to the sounds of creation, spend some time carefully studying the other 8 principles. When you begin to practice the 2 daily manifesting meditations, you need to trust in your highest self and meditate with unconditional love. Reviewing the other 8 principles will help to make trust and love available. Meditating with sound can work dramatically in your personal life and can also facilitate a new awareness of our collective abilities to manifest a world free of the demands and petty issues of the ego. I feel blessed to have a spiritual teacher, Sri Guruji, make these meditations available to me to teach to others. Sounds have the power to generate your ability to attract to yourself that which you desire. 3 key words describing the principle are the title of the following section. Listen carefully to these 3 words. Sounds have power. Sounds are a powerful energy. Every sound is a vibration made of waves oscillating at a particular frequency. The frequency range of the human ear is approximately 16 to roughly 40,000 vibrations per second. Sound is the intermediary between abstract ideas and concrete form in the material world. Sounds literally mold the abstract world of thought and spirit into shapes. In ancient ceremonial rites, words, sounds, and shapes combine to achieve certain ends. Each letter in a word signifies a sound and records the expression of a particular sound. Differing sounds were recorded for their own purposes. Sounds have an impact on us in a myriad of ways. The discordant and harassing sounds of machines, thudding, screaming, grating noises, bombard our consciousness and make it difficult to be serene and peaceful. Discordant sounds can cause internal illness or disease. But sound also has healing properties when it is harmonious and soothing. Healing takes place to the accompaniment of soothing harmonies and nature's music interspersed with spiritually nourishing silence. In addition to healing, sound is used in the creation process, which is the central concern of this seventh principle of spiritual manifestation. When we use the sounds of nature that are most consistent with the act of creation, we begin to attract the material form that we desire. Learning how to use sound is a way of harnessing its power for manifesting thought into the world of form. Manifesting is knowing how to make contact with that spiritual vibrational frequency while we are living inside a body in a materialized world. Pay attention to words and sounds because they can attract positive or negative influences into your life. Harmonious sounds are the ones that most contribute to a balanced and creative life. But before going into the actual use of meditation sounds, it is necessary to learn how to prepare yourself to use sounds in your daily meditation. You need to gain access to a method that will take you beyond the mind to a state of consciousness that transcends your thoughts. This higher state of consciousness beyond the mind is called Siddhi awareness. S-I-D-D-H-I. Siddhi awareness. Siddhi awareness, or Siddhi consciousness, is a perfect state of awareness in which there is a complete absence of doubt and no delay between the origination of a thought and its materialization into the world of form. It is an unlimited state of being in which creation occurs instantly without any time lag from thought to form. When we contemplate this state of grace, our minds challenge the idea and provide us with many reasons as to why it is impossible. Siddhi consciousness, however, has absolutely nothing to do with the mind. Let that sink in. Siddhi consciousness is beyond the mind. This state of graceful being has nothing to do with the mind, whose nature is a constant inner monologue. The mind frets continually about an unlimited number of desires that can never be adequately fulfilled. You can give your body great pleasures with booze and sex, give it fancy automobiles and delectable gourmet meals, body massages, and every other imaginable delight. The next morning, when it recovers, your mind has a new list of demands taped to your forehead, asking for more and more of what it can never get enough of. This is the nature of the mind, which is ruled by the ego. Your mind, then, is only a barrier to experiencing Siddhi consciousness, wherein you are in a state of bliss and complete acceptance, and your desires are the same as your experience of life. Your mind blocks the vision of your highest awareness. Your highest self has its own language. When your body is stilled and totally in the present, thoughts disappear. Then you can start the exquisite process of meditating with sound. It is the magic of this sound meditation that I am going to explain in the seventh principle. This is a siddha technique to take you beyond the constraints of the ego and the mind to a place within yourself where you can change your vibrational frequency through the use of sounds of creation. There's a magic to the sound of creation. As you begin to incorporate these ideas of the power of sound into your consciousness, going beyond the darkness of your mind to the light of your highest self, think about these words that open the book of John in the New Testament. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The word God has the same sound that is in virtually all of the names for the original creator. All traditions describe a creator of the Word and humankind. Here's a list of names used for the creator. Ra, Krishna, Rama, Buddha, Adonai, Brahman, Siddha, Shiva, Jehovah, Kali Durga, Tat, Gayana, Mahanta, Mahavira, Anu, Atva, Nanak, Yahweh, God, Allah. The obvious sound that is in all of these names for the Creator is the sound Ah. Ah expresses a feeling of bliss and joy. The sounds of creation and joy are synonymous. It is not an accident that the name for the Creator in virtually all languages contains the sound Ah. Ah is the only sound that humans make effortlessly, simply by taking in a breath and without moving the lips, the tongue, the jaw, or the teeth. If you move any of these, the sound changes. Ah is the sound of effortless perfection, as is creation itself effortless and perfect. Ah, the sound of creation, is one sound you will want to use as you practice the language of Siddhi consciousness. It takes you beyond the incessant self-dialogue that characterizes your mind. When you repeat the sound Ah in connection with your manifestation meditation practice, you are literally repeating the name of God. In Reflections of the Self, Swami Muktananda gives these words to his devotees who desire to know more about the state of siddhi consciousness. With eyes brimming with love, sing his name. All inner mysteries will be disclosed. Every bird and plant will reveal itself to you as Brahman. The knowledge of Vedanta will manifest everywhere. Oh, dear one, keep chanting God's name while sitting or standing or involved in the world. Never forget him. Unite your mind with the self. He explained that these names for God have specific combinations of inherently powerful syllables that have the ability to call forth the experience of God within us. Making these sounds acquaints us, perhaps for the first time, with the subtle God force within ourselves. Thousands of years ago, Patanjali set down his highly celebrated Yoga Sutras. They were designed to help guide seekers to the highest state of awareness, siddhi consciousness. He offered this advice: repeat and meditate on Om. Om is a symbol for the universal sound of creation. Repeating this sound causes the disappearance of obstacles and an awakening of a new, higher consciousness that is the creative energy. Continually chant God's name is the advice of the masters of self-awareness to those who seek to participate in the act of creating and manifesting. The sound Ah is the sound of God. Make the repetition of the name of God a daily meditation practice, and you will literally transform yourself into this universal sound of creation. You will become one with the sound that mediates between the world of form and the highest frequencies of the spiritual world. This creation meditation is also involved with 2 chakras of the body. Of the 7 chakras of the body, 2 are significant in learning this manifesting technique. The base chakra, the sex center, is one, and the third eye, located between the eyebrows, is the other. Imagine for yourself a channel between the base chakra and your third eye. You are going to clear this imaginary passageway between these 2 chakras and feel yourself open the third eye.
Let that phoenix run his mouth. We'll shut him off soon enough.
Out the new opening. The base chakra is the center of procreation. The third eye chakra is for the purpose of manifestation. Think of your third eye as the part of you that makes contact with the physical world that is invisible to the naked eye. You are attempting to open this third eye through the language of your siddhi consciousness. Now, remembering that Ah is the sound of joy as well as the God sound, think about the sound that accompanies the process of procreation. Ah is the most common sound heard in the very act of procreation. And more often than not, God's name is repeated as a soul arrives from the world of the unseen into the world of materialized form. Oh God, oh my God, Ah. Initially, this may seem amusing, yet it is incontrovertible that these are universal clues to the process of manifestation. The energy released through the root or base chakra brings about procreation. And what has taken place here?
We need help.
Base chakra, received by another base chakra, and a soul connects to form.
Spike planted.
All accompanied by the sound of Ah. Learning this technique of sound manifesting
Enemy
really
spotted
involves
A.
nothing more than
Reloading.
blinding between these 2 chakras. Opening the third eye is the inner exercise of putting your attention at the third eye or mind chakra and projecting through it, feeling the joy that is associated with the sound. Ah. You experience it leaving the limits of your
Last player standing.
and bringing it back to you. Implement this sound meditation in your morning practice. I have created a cassette tape and a compact disc called Meditations for Manifesting, which guides you through this morning meditation. In addition, that recording guides you through the second meditation, which takes place in the evening. However, here you put your attention on gratitude for all that has manifested into your life. This is also the subject matter of the 9th and final principle. Now we listen to the sound of that which is manifested. There's a second sound that reflects the vibrational frequency of manifestations in the physical plane. This sound is Om. If you reduce anything that you can observe on the physical plane to its ultimate sound vibration, you would hear the sound Om. This is the sound that women of ancient times meditated to while bringing their babies into the world. Whereas Ah is the sound of creation, Om is the sound of that which is already created. Om expresses gratitude for all that has manifested. There's a basic relationship between our level of awareness and the vibrations of the universe. This is why I include the Om meditation in the manifestation process.
Take my gun.
Repeating the Om
Last player standing.
higher state of awareness and to gratitude for all that has manifested into your life. Repeating this sound as a mantra
Spike planted.
is one of the most glorious feelings you can experience, causing you to be in harmony with your environment. Using the Om sound is a way of bonding to all that manifests.
When we go out there,
in whatever
someone
form
dies.
It shows up.
Carry
It creates
that
a peaceful
weight.
space.
Can someone
and
buy me,
contributes
please?
to your identifying with the manifesting principle. These two sounds, ah and om, used on a daily basis, form the basis for your becoming adept at connecting with what you desire and understanding totally the message of this tape, which is that you indeed manifest your own desires and destiny.
I need a drop. Cheers.
Now let's take a look at the practice of meditating for manifesting. Manifesting and meditating cannot be separated. They are like the crest and the trough. Separate?
Blasting!
BB, help me!
Destabilizer.
If you are unwilling to devote time to the practice of meditation. Meditation is simply the act of being quiet with yourself and shutting down the constant monologue that fills the inner space of your being. That inner noise is a shield. Engaging in sound meditation is a useful way of
That's done.
Silence.
Trevor!
Chatter that is largely produced by the ego. The best times to meditate using this manifesting technique of repetitive sounds are at sunrise and sunset. If you are
Spike down,
unaccustomed to
B.
arising at or before sunrise,
Mid.
make an effort to establish
Last player standing. One enemy
What
remaining.
you want to do is establish yourself as a disciplined person. Early morning, particularly prior to sunrise, is the best time of day to awaken. The silence allows you to feel close to God. You can
Hey,
feel
Sage,
the energy of healing.
we'll go
and
after
solution
this,
in the
right?
silence.
I'll buy.
Use specific acts of personal courage to awaken during these hours, knowing that the time will provide you with far more rest than the remaining hours of your
I need a
scheduled
drop.
sleep.
Cheers.
When the sun first begins to show itself in the morning, its energy breaking out of the darkness is most intense. This is the ideal time to begin your manifesting meditation.
Time to show up.
Hit the hook.
I'll take it.
Rash is ready. Reloading.
Spike down mid.
Most relaxed and at peace is the peace.
Focusing.
If at all possible, it's advisable to do this outdoors.
Spike spotted mid.
Gently place your forefinger and thumb.
I know exactly where you are.
Close your eyes. Allow yourself approximately 20 minutes for this morning practice. Take in a few long, deep breaths and exhale.
One enemy remaining.
I'm good for 3.
Feeling of filling your lungs. Then place your attention on the root or base chakra, the sex center, and move your attention up the passageway between your root chakra and your third eye chakra. Think of this as a channel that has been
Lagging.
clogged, and think of the third eye space as an opening that has been sealed for a long time that you're going
Reloading.
to open.
Get out of my way!
Spirit energy.
If pain is a lesson,
Longer breath of air
I learned a
filling
lot.
your lungs.
Gun
And
here.
as you release the breath, say out loud the sound
Okay.
with as much emotion and volume as you can imagine. Ah.
Right there.
Right there.
Place your attention on clearing the channel with the sound of ah. While you are doing the ah meditation, add to your mental picture what it is that you would like to be able to create or manifest without being at all attached to how it will surface in your life. Repeat the sound of ah as your mantra for the entire time. However, do it out loud and with emotion for only approximately the first 1/3 of the time. Move your attention up and down the inner passageway between the root chakra and the third eye chakra. With the inner energy
Joke's
that you are
over!
feeling from
You're
the sound
dead!
of creation resonating within you, open this third eye in your mental picture and propel the creative force through
Breaking
it.
them.
Imagine
Enemy
a
B,
solution
reloading.
where
Spike
energy
down,
is
B.
circles the world and surrounds the objects.
Molded. Spikes B.
Trust that this energy is connected to
I'm
universal
good for
energy
3.
that is the God.
One enemy remaining.
Cussing.
He's low, he's low.
Out
This
of
must be done in
charges.
accordance with all 9
Flash out.
manifesting that are explained in this game, which means
Out
you
of
have an
charges.
absence of doubt, complete trust,
Blinding.
unconditional love.
We bring in the full
Reload him.
Gradually, you will begin to experience an
We
overwhelming
won
sense
because
of bliss
we
and
were
peace.
focused.
For the next
Keep that.
approximately 1/3 of the morning meditation, say the ah sound softer and softer. Stay focused on the third eye, which is now open and sending out this creation energy and the feeling of your desire.
I need a drop.
manifest.
Cheers.
For the final third of your morning meditation, repeat the sound of ah to yourself silently as a mantra, and keep your attention on the third eye and the glorious feeling of gratitude that you are already experiencing for having this manifest into your life. When you have completed approximately 20 to 30 minutes of this manifesting meditation, the morning session will be complete. Some people have used this meditation to manifest peace for themselves.
No distraction.
Center themselves on a healing,
They are
to bring a relationship into their life. Others have used it for such matters as selling a house, getting a promotion, overcoming an addiction, attracting money, or whatever. The possibilities are unlimited. What you're doing when you do this morning meditation is resonating with the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. The act of manifesting is the beginning of something being created in your life. The evening meditation is best practiced at sunset if possible. Once again, as the sun sinks below the horizon, there is a corona-like expression of energy that is greatest just as the sun leaves the horizon and for a few moments immediately after. Now you practice the sound of Om, which is the meditation of gratitude. The practice is identical to the morning meditation with the exception that now you are not asking to manifest anything. Instead, at the end of your daylight or as you retire, you are simply saying thank you to the universal intelligence that we call God for all that has manifested in your life. Take in deep breaths just as you did in
30
the morning.
seconds
Clear
left.
the channel between your base chakra and your third eye chakra, and mentally picture all that you have received and project that energy out forcefully into the open.
Flash out!
You are expelling into the universe.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
My turn!
Quietly and ultimately silently, always focusing grateful attention on the third eye and feeling that energy going back.
One enemy remaining.
The final part of this meditation is the last sound you hear before you go to sleep each night.
If they mess with
The
one
very
of us,
first sound you hear
they
in the
mess with
morning
all
is
of
generally
us.
one of ah. It is the sound that you make when you yawn or stretch. However, the final sound you hear within yourself before going to sleep can be a combination of these two sounds, of ah and om. I defined enlightenment earlier as the ability to be immersed in and surrounded by peace. It is not an accident that the sounds ah and om, when combined, translate to the word that means peace or enlightenment. Shalom. Shalom. By saying these two sounds to yourself as you drift off to sleep, you are becoming at one with all that is peaceful and all that provides for us. It is also not an accident that the primary sound of spiritual joy is the sound of ah. I need help. In ah. I need help. It is also the sound in the last word.
Many enemies.
Worthless.
Give this glorious, peaceful, enlightenment.
Spike planted.
Healing.
9 principles outlined in this book. See if you do not experience.
Stop blinding!
Hallelujah. Shalom. Spiritual manifesting simply says, patiently detach from the outcome. In the 7th
Last
principle
player
of
standing.
meditation, I emphasize the importance of placing your attention on your feelings as you picture your desire manifesting. This 8th principle of spiritual manifesting has at
Forgive
its
me
heart
if I overextend.
the experience of that feeling.
Old habit.
The manner of how and when it is desired shows up is something that you must not try to control. Manifesting is not about making demands of God in the universe. Manifesting is a cooperative venture in which your intention is aligned with divine intelligence. That intelligence is in all things and in you simultaneously. Demanding that God send your desire according to your timetable and design
Let's have some
reinforces
fun.
the incorrect idea of God as a separate energy. There's an important concept to try to grasp here. It's called intelligence apart from individuality. I need help. Most of us believe that the recognition of any other individual affirms a point at which our own individuality ceases and the other's begins. This belief is part of our conditioning, and it imposes a great deal of limitation on us. If this pattern were ascribed to the universal mind, it would describe a God that at some point ceased and something else began. It's universal, and to recognize anything as being outside itself would be to deny its very being. So the nature of universal intelligence is an absence of individual personality. You are in an impersonal,
Last player standing.
ocean of life that is all around, under, and in everything, including you. Though you have been conditioned to believe that you are an individual,
down, B.
you are actually a part of the grand universal nature that is infinite in its possibilities.
Careful now.
This undifferentiated intelligence responds to you when you recognize it.
Flash!
Ask yourself what the relationship of this universal mind is to you. It cannot have favorites if it is the root and support for everything and everyone. Lacking individuality, it cannot be in conflict with your desire. Being universal, it cannot be simply shut off from you. All these statements characterize this all-producing mind as responsive to you when you understand your relationship to it. Your task is to bring the universal energy within your grasp by raising yourself to the level of that which is universal, rather than bring the universal down to a level of misperceived individuality that is separate from the universal. You need only to recognize it to attract it to yourself, rather than ask it to recognize you and bring you to it. Having learned a different set of principles, all of this may sound a bit confusing, yet it is crucially important for you to know this before moving along in the path of manifesting. There's a power of infinite patience. This provocative line is from A Course in Miracles. Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and without anxiety. The notions of certainty and patience go together. When you trust and know that you are connected
Joke's
to
over!
universal,
You're
all-providing
dead!
intelligence, then you simply place no
Reloading. Come on, let's go!
Spike down A.
And the feeling of well-being that you are already blessed with what you seek. Inner bliss is a function of
Last player standing.
when you are certain about the outcome and unconcerned with the how and when, you have cultivated the power of infinite patience, and simultaneously, you have detached yourself from the outcome. When this detachment takes place, you are able to go about your daily business of raising your children, doing your work or training, meditating and communing with God, and just patiently observing. Infinite patience is a sign of trust, and it calls upon infinite love to produce
All right,
results in your
homies,
life.
chill. We'll go again.
When you let go of
Damn,
impatience,
you love being
you
here.
are aligned with the
Like,
God
way
force,
too
and the
much.
anxiety that tells you what is lacking and missing in your life is gone. You will know that God has been patient with you no matter how long it took you to come around, regardless of how far you may have wandered, and no matter how much you may have refused to listen. Infinite patience produces almost immediate results in your life. You become free when you relax your insistence to have it now. As an infinitely patient person, you know that you are already where you want to be, and there are no accidents, and that all that appears to be missing is nothing more than an illusion perpetrated by your ego. With this awareness, impatience leaves, and you stop looking for results of your manifesting meditation. Your patience allows you to remain in silent appreciation of all that is manifested in your life. This practice of patient detachment from outcome is a foreign concept to us. We have been taught that goals, success symbols, and the accumulation of merit badges are the ways to feel important. What follows is a guide for living with the seeming paradox of attempting to
Spike
manifest
down
something into
B.
your life and at the same
One
time
enemy
not
remaining.
being attached to
Last
the
player
results.
standing.
I
Here's a
know
step-by-step
exactly
plan
where
for
you
putting
are.
patient detachment into your manifesting practice. First, understand the essence of what you desire. What you desire is not necessarily in the realm of things. If you want to
We do what we
manifest
do.
money, for example,
Get back to
notice
chilling.
if your attention is centered on the dollars or on the experience and feeling of financial security. The experience is the essence of your desire.
Cheers.
By putting your attention on inner feelings, you shift from being gratified by externals. The essence of your desire is a feeling of well-being and joy, and an alignment with the universal spirit. You may feel that you truly want to manifest more income and a promotion. Detach yourself from the in-the-world promotion and increase in pay. Put your manifesting energy on the essence. You're wanting to feel more secure and less stressed. You will probably begin to see things arriving in your life that reduce your anxiety. They may seem to have very little to do with what you originally thought you wanted. Banish doubt and enter into the realm of certainty. When you
Spike
doubt
down
your
B.
ability to manifest, it will be easy to detach yourself from the outcomes and all of the details. Trust in yourself and in the divine energy of the universe is all you will need. And third, leave your expectations and go about your business. Maintain your work and play regime with a new sense of peace originating in your inner
Last player standing.
Remain completely detached from the inclination
You had your fun.
Spike
calculated
down
results
B.
not showing up for you. And then fourth, in the step-by-step plan, maintain privacy about yourself. Sharing your manifestation efforts decreases the energy and deflects the energy into the ego's need to gain
Last
approval.
round in the half.
Then fifth,
We cannot
be aware
keep
of
our
the
goods
cues
after
that
this.
your desires
Spend
are
all.
manifesting. Keep in mind that the way things will show up in your life is not necessarily related to what your rational brain expects. Things may begin popping up into your life that were never there before and which may surprise you as you notice them more and more frequently. These synchronistic events and happenings are the result of beginning to live in a heightened state of awareness. Pay close attention to the cues as they serve us and gently tell yourself, it's working. I can see the results. And then sixth, act immediately on the cues that arrive by acknowledging them. When you acknowledge the early signs of arrival of what you wish to manifest, you are giving your inner energy a positive charge and recognizing the divine universal intelligence. This recognition
Spike
is essential
down,
to the
B.
continuation.
Joke's over! You're dead!
And seven, don't think of your manifestation as a special favor. To see manifestation as a favor is to begin the process of bargaining with God and believing in your separateness from all other living things. Your desires manifest because you are in perfect alignment with your source of creation and because you are not placing any limitations
Out of charges.
on what can come into your life. And then eighth, use any and all obstacles not individual.
One enemy remaining.
You are practicing
Spike
patience
down,
and
B.
detachment from outcome. Everything that shows up in your life is supposed to. This includes the falls in your life. They provide you with the energy to propel yourself to a higher state of awareness. And then ninth, release all judgment from your manifesting practice. This requires you to be willing to suspend your inclination to judge that which shows up in your life as right or wrong, good or bad, attractive or unattractive. Your judgments halt the
30
flow
seconds
of universal
left.
energy into your life and put you at odds with that divine power. Your ability to manifest depends in large part on your willingness to leave behind the collective judgments that make up the totality of human beliefs. Detaching from
Last player standing.
the greatest challenges of your life.
Didn't see
You will probably
me
experience
coming.
a sense of loss and perhaps a feeling of loneliness as you make the step out of judgment.
Switching
The reward
sides.
is that you will begin to expand your own perceptions and
Time
accept
to
what
stock
others
back up.
believe are their perceptions. A business card you might find walking on the beach,
I
a
need a
book or a
drop.
tape recording,
Cheers.
a message intended for another but is in your mailbox. All these can be cues. Send away all judgments about how anything arrives in your life and refuse to assume the collective judgments that permeate the beliefs of most of the people you encounter. As you notice what arrives and disappears, try to do it with a feeling of total acceptance. In your inner world now, anything you can imagine is actually a part of you.
Right there.
Your proclamation of being wealthy and happy, if taken to that inner non-judgmental world, will lead you to feel wealthy and happy. This in turn will lead you to begin acting in new ways. You will begin to create a new concrete reality of wealth and happiness within yourself as you generate a positive attitude toward all you encounter. No judgments, simply maintaining an inner feeling of having already manifested whatever it is you desire.
you, Mosh!
Your mind will attempt to use logic. Manifestation.
Show me a
Your mind
target.
will try to employ negativity, insisting that you are too old, too stupid, or too
Reloading.
undeserving, that you never win anything. That you wished for things in the past and been disappointed, and there's no reason to expect things to change.
Blinding!
This is the attachment of the mind and the ego to results in
Forever!
Sensation and intuitive feelings are two ways to supersede the mind. The emphasis is on detaching from the collective unconscious beliefs, refusing to judge, and patiently allowing the universal source to deliver what you have aligned in your inner world. And
Last
then,
player
learn to
standing.
relax and breathe. The universal intelligence works at its own perfect pace. It will deliver when you are in alignment with the 9 principles detailed
Y'all
in this
better
tape.
keep up.
The delivery is guaranteed by the absence of doubt that you cultivate and total trust in the presence of this energy in all things, including that which you are going to attract into your life. And finally, on 11, use affirmations to keep the energy flowing and to detach from the outcome. The most useful affirmation I can provide in this regard is really quite simple. I am infinite and universal, and I trust in the divine
Right
power
there.
of the universe,
I need a drop.
which is also within
Cheers.
me. This then concludes the 8th principle for spiritual manifestation. This 8th principle revolves around transcending your mind and the collective mind that has been with you since your conception. It asks you to be patient when your mind will demand results. Once you perfect that infinite patience, you will demonstrate your trust in something other than your own limited body-mind, and you will peacefully allow your desires to manifest.
Enemy spotted. Defender spawned.
Watch
Our
your
9th
eyes.
and final principle of spiritual manifestation is called simply reaction.
Last player standing.
Gratitude and generosity. The conscious expression of gratitude and generosity is the final principle of this miraculous process of spiritual manifestation. Experiencing an inner sense of gratitude and generosity is the result of being in harmony with all the other 8 principles discussed above. Gratitude is your expression of acknowledging the oneness of the universal energy working in cooperation with your desires. Let's look at the nature of gratitude.
Right there.
Gratitude is the complete and full response of the human heart to everything in the universe. It is the absence of feeling alienated or separate. It represents our full acknowledgement and appreciation of the energy flowing through all things and brings gifts to us in the form of the fulfillment of our desires. Gratitude recognizes that nothing is to be taken for granted, and most important, it is an expression of complete love in the form of a thank you to the God Force that is in all.
Clearing out!
It's a way of being one with the God Force. It recognizes that the spirit within ourselves is the same as that which sustains all life on the planet. Gratitude then represents the whole of ourselves. When we feel thanks, sending out this collective energy to the world in the same fashion that we did when we were to be manifested, we feel complete. Gratitude allows us to feel more connected to that for which we are grateful.
Enemy defender
We are the recipients of the generosity of others and of the universal spirit. Gratitude
Someone's made
that relationship illustrates for us how interconnected and interdependent.
Healing. Last player standing.
We can more clearly identify those things within ourselves that are obstacles to practicing gratitude. Gratitude is an inner process. It is an attitude of thankfulness, even when things
ready
do
for a
not
light
appear as
show?
we would prefer. Rumi once wrote, "Don't grieve for what doesn't come. Some things that don't happen keep disasters from happening." Gratitude is a way of experiencing the world with love rather than judgment. The 3 most common obstacles to an attitude of gratitude originate in your mental processes. The first is simply called fault finding.
Let's do what we do.
I need a choice to be love finding or fault finding. The fault finder focuses on what is wrong and what is missing. That focus shows up as criticism, judgment, and anger. The feeling is of being against the manifestations that appear in the world rather than receive.
Spike down mid.
So shall we be. If you are using your mind to think about what is wrong,
Blow him up, man.
Someone's A.
is precisely what will manifest for you. Finding fault rather than being grateful. Love finder guarantees fulfillment of your desires. The second obstacle to an attitude of gratitude is complaining.
Last player standing.
And deprived and consequently becomes envious.
Defenders win.
The inner experience of complaining leads to being angry at the universal source which denied you the benefit of its infinite supply. Complaining is an expression of the absence of love in your inner world. When you feel love, there's no room for being upset with God for not delivering your